Hello, everybody. What's up? It's your favorite man, Hunter Avalone here. How's everyone doing? What's up, guys? Hopefully I, made you all jump, as always, because of my beautiful, luscious voice. How's everybody doing today? Hunter, what's up, man? To everybody that is watching, if you want to help support the channel, then put something in the super chat. That helps to support the channel. Your message will show up on screen. I'll read and respond to every super chat donation. Believe me, if you want me to see your message, this is the way to do it. I also invite any hater in the chat to jump into my Discord, where I will be I'll be in my Discord. Yeah, see, someone's over here calling me a turncoat. Go for it. Hunter, if you're vegan, shouldn't you change your name to Gatherer? Ha ha ha, I've never heard that one before. Double sauce, thank you for the $5. All right, first dono. That's right, you are the first donation. Hunter, unrelated to politics, what is a pet peeve of yours? Oh, God, there are so many. Unrelated to politics, a pet peeve of mine, like in my day-to-day life, is if, like, somebody leaves the cereal out and open. That would make me mad. That's, like, a pet peeve of mine. That's non-political. Hunter, what do you think about Snoop Dogg being president? He's pretty good so far. Welcome, obese Canadian. That's his username, okay? Ha, it wasn't me. Has anyone ever called you Cunter? Yeah. That was practically my name growing up in my house. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, boy. Oh, he's a hottie with a swimmer's body. That fast-ass typing? I King Yash, what's up?
Oh yeah, hello.
Fast-ass typing? Hello, are you here to debate me on something?
Yeah, basically.
All right, what's up?
So, I wanted to make the argument that the income tax is unconstitutional.
Are you a libertarian that thinks like taxes are theft kind of thing?
Okay, yeah, kind of, yeah, but I do think that we need to tolerate some theft because we need a government. Because I'm not an anarchist. I do
Uh-huh.
believe I do believe there should be government, so that's why I think they are theft. But we do need to tolerate some. But before Abraham Lincoln's income tax, there was no income tax, and then it was repealed, and then it came back with the Woodrow Wilson. So it's not like we always had an income tax. Like you can have a government without an income tax.
I mean, okay, I'm not really sure I'm able to argue with you about the validity of income tax or whatnot. I know that overall, though, yeah, the arguments about against taxes usually are kind of silly because we do need taxes to function. But either way, dude. All right, cool. Well, yeah, I guess thanks for coming on.
Can I ask something else then?
Yeah, what's up, Yash?
All right, yeah, cool. So I want to sort of make the case for open borders.
Okay. We'd probably agree a little bit then.
Yeah, because like if you believe in the non-aggression principle, which I do, then you can't stop someone from peacefully crossing a border because like they're not violating anyone's rights. Like, and you can't say that like our countries are collective property and they're like coming into our property because by that logic, like how do you decide who gets to do with the property? Like if you do, okay, we'll do a vote, but then by that logic, you could like shut down any like church, for example, by a vote because they're inside the country. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like
I do.
there's not really an argument against open borders that I find a compelling. Okay, actually there is one argument, and that's like um that's like people that will come and they won't understand like our constitution, they won't understand things and they'll vote away our rights. Well, first of all, that's already happened. Second of all, I don't believe in democracy, so like I don't think voting is a right because if voting is a
All right,
skill, just
yeah. I don't know if we are ready to get into that conversation. Either way, I got to get to a segment. So, hey, thanks for coming
okay,
on, man.
no problem. And by the way, I just want to say like, I really enjoy your videos, so keep up the good work. I
Thank
think it's
you.
really like I think it's really important that you are completely like unfiltered and you just say what you genuinely believe.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day. Sorry weren't able to have too much of a discussion. Have a good
Oh,
one.
no problem, no problem.
See ya. All right. Let's get into this one, okay? So most of you are probably aware about the Gwen Berry national anthem protest that has conservatives with their American flag underwear violating the American Code 301 something or another in a scrunched up wad. Team USA hammer thrower Gwen Berry protests the national anthem ahead of Tokyo Olympics. Now, some of what she said I think was a little silly. She claimed it was a setup. She said she felt set up by the timing of the nightly anthem, which happened during her medal ceremony after it was delayed. I feel like it was a setup, and they did it on purpose, said the outspoken activist. I was pissed, to be honest. They said they were going to play it before we walked out, then they played it when we were out there, Barry added. But I don't really want to talk about the anthem because it's not important. The anthem doesn't speak for me. It never has. Okay. So yeah, I think that that's a little silly to claim that you were like set up. I mean, maybe they just had a scheduling error. That sounds kind of silly. But if she doesn't feel that the national anthem speaks for her and she doesn't want to stand and pledge allegiance to the American flag or something, who cares? Why is this a problem? That's what I don't understand. Conservatives get really, really mad about this, and I don't understand it. Who cares? Like, when I see this, to me, it does not give me any form of emotional response. I don't see that and think, what an ungrateful bitch. Blah, blah, blah. I just see a person that didn't feel like standing for the national anthem. Okay. I literally don't care. It's thanks to America and the freedoms afforded to us in America that we have the right to protest our own country. That's an American value right there. But it doesn't really matter what I think, because conservatives were mad about it, because this is disrespectful, this is mean, this is bad. How dare you not stand for the special American theme song? Now, this brings me into a little bit of a broader conversation, though, about nationalism, more specifically. Now, you've heard me before say that I think nationalism is really cringy, but we need to get into the nitty-gritty about what nationalism actually is. So, the first thing that I wanted to find out was, what is the difference between patriotism and nationalism? Oftentimes, you hear this used interchangeably, but these words do kind of mean different things. So, patriotism usually refers to appreciating your country for what it is done, okay? Whereas nationalism is being proud of your country no matter what it does. That was a quote that I think really sums up well the difference between patriotism and nationalism. Nationalism is more of an aggressive form of patriotism. So According to dictionary.com, the word patriotism is a noun that means devoted love, support, and defense of one's country, national loyalty. The term often brings to mind people directly involved with the defense of a nation, namely military service members. Okay, so that all makes sense. What is nationalism? Now, this is a little bit more of a challenging one also, because there's not really a academic consensus on what defines nationalism. It's been used differently throughout history. In most contexts today, nationalism is the policy or doctrine of asserting the interests of one's own nation viewed as separate from the interests of other nations or the common interests of all nations. In short, nationalism is a kind of excessive, aggressive patriotism. Right, so it's elevating your country even if it's at the expense of other countries. Modern nationalism is rooted in part in French and American revolutions that fought for the sovereignty of their people over monarchies. This historic nationalism is generally viewed favorably. So it's important to remember that nationalism is not necessarily intrinsically bad every single context. But well, this gives a great example of historically the way that it has been used in more positive contexts. But then it follows, however, fascist regimes have merged the fervor of nationalism with the notions of superiority, especially when it comes to ethnicity and religion. In such contexts, patriots can become those who happen to agree with you or look like you, and traitors those who do not. This form of nationalism is what happens when patriotism gets out of hand and morphs into something more exclusionary, isolationist, and chauvinist. So, this type of nationalism is extremely dangerous, and we see this on the conservative side a lot. Very often, we see conservatives propping up this blind support, loyalty, and love for their country, regardless of anything. It would be different if conservatives were willing to have a conversation about some systemic issues in America, some of the flaws in America, but they never want to talk about that. They want to obfuscate from that and only worship the country and point to the country being good. It's loving your country no matter what, not loving your country for what it's done. People are saying my mic is cutting out? Hold on. I'm going to check the file and see. Not. This form of the flaws in America, but they never want to talk about that. All right, yeah, sorry guys, it's on your end. It should smooth out, okay? Where am I? Okay. Now the mic is okay, guys. I think that there was just a problem here for a second. Wait, no data. Oh my god. Why? Alright, now it's saying we're back to connected. Right as I was getting an influx of viewers. Oh, God. Why does this happen, dude? This is so fucking annoying. Alright, now it's saying we're back to collect. Alright, I think we're okay. So let it be known that there are some forms of nationalism, historically, that don't always have a negative connotation, but especially since more fascistic regimes have sort of co-opted nationalism and used that to propagate this national identity, this national ethnicity. Since then, the term nationalist has not been associated with very good things. This is another good article I read. Patriotism versus nationalism, and this is where I got this quote from. A quote by Sidney J. Harris best sums up the current outlook. The difference between patriotism and nationalism is that the patriot is proud of his country for what it does, and the nationalist is proud of his country no matter what it does. A nationalist believes that his country is the best because they live in it, but a patriot believes that his country is the best, but there's always room for improvement. A nationalist can't tolerate any criticism of his country and considers it an insult, but a patriot can tolerate criticism and have a thoughtful conversation about improvements. So just to be clear, the conservatives that are up in arms about this, they are not being respectful towards their country. They are refusing to look at any criticism or conversation to be had about potential flaws in their country. They're turning a blind eye to that and only pushing for a worship and a loyalty of their country. Let's see here. You can see that Dan Crenshaw, the guy who, if I'm not mistaken, wrote a whole ass book about cancel culture, calling for this Olympic athlete to now be canceled. Let's take a look.
She turned her back on the flag during the anthem, and she also put a black T-shirt over her face that said, activist athlete.
We don't need any more activist athletes. She should be removed from the team. The entire point of the Olympic team is to represent the United States of America. That's the entire point. Okay, so it's one thing when these NBA players do it. Okay, fine, we'll just stop watching. But now the Olympic team, and it's multiple cases of this. They should be removed. That should be the bare minimum requirement, is that you believe in the country representing. But look,
she turned her back on the flag.
So even just this small little clip, there are so many flaws with that. First of all, yes, she represents America, but an American value is that you're able to criticize your country. So it's fine if she doesn't want to stand there and pledge allegiance to her flag. Second of all, you say that it should be a requirement that you believe in the country to be on the team and that she should be kicked off the team for not standing for the national anthem. That's your threshold, Dan? Are you serious right now? Didn't this guy write a book about cancel culture? Now apparently this is his threshold for when it's appropriate to cancel somebody. They didn't stand and salute the Special America theme song. I mean, this is so fucking pathetic, but this is why nationalism is so cringy. People are still saying I'm cutting out. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. But this is why nationalism is so cringy. It's all about the aesthetics. They don't want to have a conversation about why does this person not feel represented by the national anthem? Why does this black woman, who maybe has dealt with systemic racism her whole life, not feel that the national anthem relates to her? Why is that? There's a potential meaningful conversation to be had there. But instead, no, throw it out. All they care about is the aesthetics of it. They want you to look like you respect the country. They want it to look like everybody is in perfect harmony under the American flag. They don't care about a meaningful conversation. They care about propagating this nationalistic aesthetic. It's really fucking cringy. So here's what I'm going to say. Here's my flaming hot take. You ready? If you're okay with people standing for the anthem and more or less worshiping the anthem to a degree, standing there pledging your allegiance to it, if you're okay with that and would push for that, as Dan Crenshaw has, then you should by default also be okay when people burn the American flag. It's that simple. Because if you are going to take pride in something that you have nothing to do with, If you're just going to be proud to be an American because America is great because it's America and America is good, then you should also be okay with people criticizing the country as well. If you're going to take pride in the country and something you really had nothing to do, it's not your accomplishment. You were just born in America. You did nothing to make this country what it is. If you're going to take pride in that, then you should also be embarrassed when your country fucks up. And you should be okay with having a conversation about some of the flaws in your country. But they're not, because they're irrational. And they're not patriots. They, by definition, are not patriots. Patriots are okay criticizing the country. Nationalists, like these dumb fucks, just want you sitting down, shutting up, and worshiping the country. Dude, by this logic, I'm a bigger patriot than these people. Hell yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right. Now that we've established that I'm the bigger patriot than these conservative cucks that aren't okay with any form of criticism against their country, then now I'm going to start rocking my American flag. That's right. This is Patriot Hunter Avalone signing on, bitches. Now, you might be asking, why is nationalism even a bad thing, really? And it's because it leads to bad outcomes. Nationalism, almost by default, leads to, like we were reading, isolationist policies, this idea that your country is superior, other countries are shitty, and it's inevitable that that will lead to xenophobia, which is the fear of people from other countries. This will lead to stronger policies on keeping immigrants out, for example. That would hurt the country even on an economic level. Even in a practical sense, nationalism and xenophobia hurts the country economically. I have a list here of the positive economic impacts from immigration. This goes through some common myths and gives some facts. First, we have the myth about immigration hurts American workers. The facts are that immigrants are highly entrepreneurial. Immigrants are great at being entrepreneurs, launching new companies at twice the rate of native-born Americans, and creating large numbers of jobs. All of this increases employment opportunities for native-born American workers, boosts wages, and strengthens the middle class. So there's one. That's one way that immigration greatly benefits the country. Economic impact. Immigrants are a drain on the U.S. economy, and reducing immigration would make our economy stronger. Myth. The fact is that the United States needs immigrants to stay competitive and drive economic growth. Am I okay? Is this what happens when you wear an American flag? Your IQ points just by default go down? As our economy starts to reopen, individuals who create jobs are absolutely critical to our recovery. Immigrants are innovators, job creators, and consumers with an enormous spending power that drives our economy and creates employment opportunities for all Americans. Immigrants added $2 trillion to the U.S. GDP in 2016. Holy shit. In 2018, after immigrants spent billions of dollars on state and local and federal taxes, they were left with $1.2 trillion in spending power, which they used to purchase goods and services, stimulating local business activity. You can look here at even how immigrants make significant contributions to our economy on virtually every front, including on tax revenue. This applies even to illegal immigration. This applies even to illegal immigrants. So this is just in a practical way. This is a way that everyday working middle-class Americans can relate to the benefits of immigration. When the economy does well, when jobs are created, middle-class American workers benefit from that. When immigrants, illegal and legal, pay into social services, middle-class Americans benefit from that. This is a way that everyday average Americans benefit from immigrants, and nationalism leading to the well, let me try to rephrase that. Nationalism leading to this xenophobic idea that we need to keep immigrants out, that only will hurt the country and in turn hurt everyday working middle-class Americans. There is no real reason to be a nationalist. And finally, the final reason why being a nationalist is just super cringy is it's really, really hypocritical. How often do you hear conservatives... Hold on, wait, let me get my MAGA hat. All right? Because, like, okay, here's the thing. This is conservatives all Pride Month, okay? They're, like, over here on this side. Why do gay people act like it's an accomplishment? They were born that way, right? They were born gay, so why is it a big deal? Why are they celebrating it, huh? That's conservatives during Pride Month, and then this is like conservatives all of a sudden on the 4th of July. I am so proud to be an American. Being born on this rock has made me special. Fireworks. Bald eagle. Grilling a barbecue. I mean, seriously, though, it's really hypocritical. Like, I don't understand why you would take pride because you were born in America. Like, you don't have anything to do with that. You didn't have anything to do with making the country great. I think that it's okay to be, happy with the accomplishments our country has made, but you have to be willing to have a conversation about the flaws of our country also, or else our country cannot get better. But these nationalists, the people that are super pissed off that one Olympic girl didn't stand for the national anthem, those people are only really hurting our country at the end of the day. They are. They're harming valuable dialogue that could be had, that can lead to good conversations, that can lead to America improving, and they're leading to practical economic harms on everyday Americans as well. Another bit of misinformation I'd like to clear up. This is being propagated by multiple conservatives. Even our favorite, Lauren Chen, or as I like to call her, Fascist Barbie Doll. So let's look at her interpretation of events and see if she says anything that's wrong.
To Barry, did you know that the American national anthem is actually disrespectful to black people? Because that is what
she brought up some stuff that I actually this video wasn't entirely bad, but there was one fundamental error in it, this part right here.
Actually know this, the International Olympic Committee has actually banned political protests at the games. As Time writes, quote, "The Olympics are not and must never be a platform to advance political or any other divisive ends," said IOC President Thomas Bach. "Our political neutrality is undermined whenever organizations or individuals attempt to use the Olympic Games as a stage for their own agendas, as legitimate as they may be." And personally, I actually think this approach...
Okay, so you're going to hear a lot of conservatives bringing this one up. I kind of feel like Dan Crenshaw may have been getting at that also when he said she should be kicked off. But this is why this is so confusing. So this is correct that, yes, there is a rule. I think it's... Was it Rule 50? Yeah. So there is an Olympic Rule 50. Okay, which states that no kind of demonstration or political, religious, or racist propaganda is permitted at any Olympic site, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's true. And it's also true that there is not going to be any political protest allowed at the Tokyo Olympics. But here's the problem. Gwen Berry wasn't at the Tokyo Olympics. Gwen Berry was in Oregon. She's still at the Olympic trials. And it turns out that the rules for the Olympic trials are different. Raised fists and kneeling during the anthem is okay at the U.S. Olympic trials. The U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee will not sanction athletes for raising their fists or kneeling during the national anthem at Olympic trials, previewing a contentious policy it expects to stick to when many of those same athletes head to Tokyo this summer. Yeah, ew, Candace Owens, can you... Ugh, now I need to get ad block so much more. So, yeah. That's the crucial little piece of information that Lauren Chen left out of her video. I don't know if she didn't do enough research or if she was just being intentionally dishonest. It was a little confusing, so I'm trying to assume the best. I had to do a little bit of digging to kind of figure out, like, clarify everything also. But yeah, it's not going, they're not sanctioning any Olympic athletes for protesting during the Olympic trials. It's allowed to be done at the Olympic trials, which is where it was done. So yeah, that's the false information. It's just really weird because Dan Crenshaw is like, she should be kicked off the team. For what? Why? She didn't even break a rule. Like, there's no justification other than he's mad that she didn't stand and look at the waving American flag and sing the special song. Like, come on, man. It's just so ridiculous. I personally think it's a little ridiculous that we make kids stand for the, I think it's a little ridiculous that we make kids do the Pledge of Allegiance at schools. I think that's kind of stupid. Would you ever expect your kids to pledge allegiance to any other thing? Why should they pledge allegiance to their country? It's all just so ridiculous. Nationalism only leads to bad things. I think we have somebody who's a nationalist that wants to come on. Jack 489. Hello. You might have to turn off push to talk. Go into your settings. Hold on. Go into your user settings. Voice and video. And click on voice activity. And click off push to talk. Okay, hold on. All right, well, while we wait for you, we're going to read super chats real quickly. Double Sauce, thanks for the 5. Hey, look, it's Patchy the Pirate. Very funny. Let's keep it easy on making fun of the guy for his looks, all right? John Farmer, thanks for the $5. Love your work, Hunter. Collab with Shu, please. And then Double Sauce gave $5. Love you, Hunter. Don't collab with Shu. Oh, shit. I'm caught in the middle. Celestial, thank you for the $5. Look at Olympics Rule 34. That will surprise you. Double Sauce, thanks for the $5. Do not look up Olympic Rule 34. It will not surprise you. Okay, if this guy's going to just double the donation, guys, keep on donating, okay? Hey, Jack, come on, buddy. I'm going to just call you directly. Well, if there's anyone else that's butthurt and wants to talk about nationalism, now's your chance. Hello, Jack. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. There we go.
All right. Um,
Hold on, wait 1 second.
so with this video, one thing that I was wondering is why can't the athletes represent themselves independently? Why are they appearing as American athletes?
What do you mean? Why are? I'm not sure I understand the point of asking that question. They don't represent themselves because they usually compete under the country, I guess.
So why are they choosing to compete under a country if they don't support the country?
I mean, maybe she supports some aspects of the country and other aspects she doesn't.
Okay, so why is
And also, she might be competing under the country because it might be the country that gave her the opportunity to compete, right? It doesn't mean that you agree with everything about the country or that you're going to like stand for the national anthem necessarily. Like I said in my segment, I think that it speaks to our American values that you're able to protest the country.
I mean, there are 29 candidates at these Olympic Games that aren't representing any country at all.
Okay.
So why doesn't she want to be one of those candidates?
I don't know the intricacies of it. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But what's your
Okay.
argument? Nationalism?
I mean, that was the argument that I had. It's why does someone want to represent America but then not stand for the American flag?
I'm not sure how that works.
I
Like,
mean,
I don't know if are you able to just not compete under the country?
Yeah, I mean, they're just independent candidates. If you just look it up on Wikipedia, it's just independent Olympians, and there's 29 candidates that are doing it, mainly because they're refugees, but they don't want to represent any particular country because they're not tied to it. And in 2018, there were a load of athletes from Russia because Russia's not allowed to compete, but they were allowed to compete independently.
Let's see. Any competitor? Let's see. Athletes have competed as independent Olympians. I'm not sure what the point of it is necessarily. I don't understand all the intricacies of it. I'm more interested in the broad. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read into this more. But I guess yeah. Okay, it's possible to be an independent Olympian, but I don't really think that matters necessarily. Like, I think that there's a much broader and more meaningful discussion that we can have from this, which is let's flip it around. Why is it bad for someone who represents the country to also protest certain aspects of their country?
Well, inherently it's not, but at the end of the day, if these athletes just didn't want to represent their country, which is apparently what they're saying, at least from what I've heard, why are they choosing to join the American team?
I mean, she said the national anthem didn't speak for her. She didn't even necessarily say the entire country was corrupt or something. Maybe she just didn't feel that the national anthem spoke for her.
Well, I mean, I'm not that versed on the story, so I wouldn't know why she didn't support the flag. I'm just curious as to whether there's an answer that you might have been able to give me.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, it's fine if she wants to be an independent Olympian, I guess. I'm not sure what the benefits are of competing under the country or if there are like requirements there. But yeah, I mean, if you're not in favor of nationalism, then all right, well, hey, good combo, I guess.
Okay.
See you, man.
See ya.
That wasn't really a nationalism talk. Minsky fandom, what's up?
Hello.
Are you here to debate me on nationalism?
On nationalism, is that only what you're debating right now?
Kind of, yeah.
All right, maybe I can get back on here later then.
Is there something else you want to debate me on?
Are you well informed on morality or any ethical frameworks?
Not really, no, and I don't see that being a very good talk, sorry.
All right.
Have a good one. Grok, what's up?
Oh
Hello.
shit, hang on. Are you talking to me? I had your stream open up in YouTube on a separate channel.
I
I'm
am
trying
talking to you. Yeah. What's up, man?
Oh shit. It's cool to talk to you. I've been interested in having a conversation for a while now. The last two streams I got
Yeah.
you cut me off early because I was about to join in and I was waiting in the waiting room and you were down to like around a few people left before I would join like and talk to you, and then you ended the stream. So
Oh,
I haven't
sorry.
really
Yeah,
been
I
able to
don't.
have a
I don't
No,
always
it's
talk
not
to
your
everyone.
fault. I mean, I'm just getting unlucky. But I'm glad to finally have a conversation with you.
Yeah, man.
I wasn't here to talk about nationalism. If I mean, usually most of my opinions would probably agree with you for the most part.
So
I
what's
was
up?
mainly here to talk about abortion
Oh boy.
because I think that might be a lot more of a spicy debate.
I hate abortion debates, so we can talk about
Me
it.
too. But I think I want it to be less of a debate. I just want to understand your position. Do you think it like should remain legal, or do you think it has to remain legal?
I mean, and like, what do you mean by remain legal? Like, do I
Do you
think that
think it
Roe
should
v.
be
Wade
legal for a
shouldn't
woman?
be removed?
Well, yeah, for the most part. Do you think the woman should have a right in this country, or do you think
To get an abortion?
yes?
For the most part, yes, but it's more because I recognize the most effective way to reduce abortion, at least in America, does not seem to be making it illegal.
Better sex education, right?
Better sex education, access to contraceptives, that whole thing.
I mean, the real debate would come down to the moral, like, do you think terminating a zygote is morally correct or not? But that seems stupid
Well, I
and
think it's
counterproductive.
morally wrong, but if I believe it's morally wrong, I'd want to see less of that moral wrong happening. So I'd want to go about doing what has been
Yeah.
shown to reduce it.
Which is true, which is why having it like an argument, like I think it's usually morally neutral in my opinion, but again, it's not worth like splitting hairs over because it really just divides us further and puts us off from, what we need to be
Right.
discussing.
I gotcha.
If there is something that I did want to ask you, but I'm totally blanking right now. Here, do you want to pull someone else in? I need to find something. Do
Alright,
you mind
yeah.
if I can come in like a bit later?
I'll bring you in a little while since you seem to be more down for a little discussion. I'll bring you in after I do a couple debates.
Yeah, because you probably want to have like blood sports before you have like a calm tea party.
I'll call you in when I'm taking a bong hit and shit. So.
Yeah, no problem.
Corson Drax, what's up, buddy?
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. I wanted to know if we could set up a discussion at some point, whether it be like in your server or privately.
Let's set up a discussion right here, right now. What's up, man? I recognize your
Alright,
name.
I
I know
see.
that you're not too fond of me, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go.
Yeah. Is it all right if we can get Luigi channel unbanned though?
I already unbanned him from the Discord.
Yeah, it's still not allowing him in the server for some reason. I don't know.
What? Are you trying to bring him in?
Yeah, I wanted to, if that's okay with you.
Just send me an invite for your server. Did you already do that?
I think I sent you an invite to his and mine. We can go wherever.
Okay. Oh wait, it's all right. You have to send me a new invite, okay, and I'll join. But make it really quick, because I mean I'm live here, and I don't want to be keeping my chat waiting.
All right, I'll let you know.
All right. Oh boy. We're gonna talk to Luigi fan, guys. All right, I guess I can take this crap off. This is lame. I'm out. No, don't leave, please. It's about to get really good. I promise. All right, I've joined. Well, I mean, I've joined, so.
All right.
Hello?
All right, I'm gonna get on there now.
All right, I joined. I've joined the server.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna get going on there now.
Okay, I'm waiting for you over on the server. All right.
See if Luigi's.
Wait, is he not even ready? Okay, yeah, if this keeps up, then we're out of here. We'll do donations for now.
So you can just join one of the VCs, I guess.
Okay, I'm in general. Big Mac, thank you for the $10. Have you seen Shu's video where she asks Trump supporters about burning the American flag? I have not, and I don't know if I want to see that. That sounds absolutely horrifying. Hunter didn't just throw the American flag on the floor, did he? Even if I did, I mean, come on, guys. It's a piece of cloth. Big Mac, thanks for the, double sauce, $10. Do not watch Shu's video where she asks Trump supporters about burning the American flag. I love this guy. Patrick Starr, thanks for the $2. Do you think Bill Cosby deserved to be free? Double sauce, $2. Don't think about whether Bill Cosby should be free. Honestly, I have to look into the Bill Cosby thing a little bit more because I don't understand it too well. And as far as the shoe on head video, I will have to check it out, but it sounds absolutely horrific. All right. Luigi fan is this guy I had a debate with the other day. He's the one who said I couldn't take criticism and then I hung up on. Do you not like Shu? No, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes she says stuff on Twitter that I'm a little bit like, I don't know about that. But then yeah, other times not so much, I guess. All right, hey, Corson Drax, are we gonna get started, man? Hello, are we gonna? Oh, great.
Hello there, Santiago.
Hey, I'm waiting for the Luigi fan guy. If he's not gonna show up, then maybe should I just dip here? Cause I mean I'm live here and I don't really...
Yeah, I know. I don't know if he will join or not. Maybe.
Okay. Double sauce, thanks for the $5. Hunter, I love you, my guy, but the flag isn't just a piece of cloth. I'm disappointed. This is what we were just talking about. Is with nationalism and the aesthetics of it all.
Oh yeah, I forgot you was.
All right, yo, he'll be here in a minute. You want me to just start with me and you?
So he's gonna be here in a minute?
Yeah, he says 1 minute. He's hopping on.
Okay.
So I guess I can just.
Hunter, I think you need to do more debate training and have statistics in front of you. Okay, thanks. Appreciate the advice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading my chat. All right, yeah, so you can hit me up first, man. What's going on?
All right, so I guess we'll go from where we left off last time, which was the when you went all dark situation.
Oh, this thing. Yeah, that you guys are for some reason so obsessed with, and I don't know why. But yeah, let's talk about it, sure.
Yeah, going dark is actually widely recognized as a symbol for someone about to end their life, not just from the Etika thing like you mentioned before. That is one of the general things that represents, or Black Lives Matter. And you also uploaded Seconds of Darkness for no reason, and even your own friends were tweeting about this as well. So it leads me to think that you wanted to start like a whole build up to promote your new video.
Well, I'm looking into what you're talking about here, and I'm not sure where exactly it's like widely recognized that going dark means you're going to commit suicide. In my context, it was very clear. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. It was not very clear. I made my channel go dark. I was doing a channel redesign. My wife had posted about me on her story. I was at like a conference speaking. I don't know. Second of all, I didn't even know that. Like, I genuinely was just like, okay, I'm going to make my channel go dark because I'm going to get some, I'm going to be dropping a new video. I'm doing a channel redesign. Yeah, I want to get a little bit of buzz going on my channel, get some curiosity brewing. But I never did anything that would really, like, I never said anything that would lead people to believe that I was going to kill myself. I was responding to people if they messaged me. I feel like this is such a weird thing to be so fucking obsessed with. Like, it happened now, what, 2 years ago? And, like, nobody even remembers. No one cares. The only one that's still obsessed with it is, like, you and, like, Pizza Dude or whatever. It's weird.
Yeah, and I get the whole revamping thing or whatever, but that also doesn't explain uploading seconds of darkness randomly. And then you had your own friends.
Yeah, it does. I was revamping my channel, and I wanted to get some curiosity brewing. Yeah. I was still responding to people.
If you were okay though, and you weren't responding.
I mean, I was on my wife's story. It was 2 years ago. I don't remember that much. I'm like, did it scare you guys? Did you think I was going to kill myself or something? Like, do you want a formal apology?
A lot of people, the majority of people did, because that's what that represents.
I did notice that on Twitter there were a lot of people.
Oh, Luigi, what's up, buddy?
Yo.
Hey, I'm hearing some echo.
Oh, you are?
I don't know
it's probably on
sorry I hung up on you last time. I know that just proved that I couldn't take criticism. So hopefully we can get back into that discussion here too.
Yeah.
So yeah, as far as me going dark though, like, I feel I've explained at length why I did it. When I dropped my new video, I addressed it. I was on my wife's story. I was at a conference. I was responding to people. Like, I didn't even know it meant that that if you make your channel go dark, that means you're going to kill yourself. I'm not sure. Like I said, I just Googled that in various different ways. I can't find where that general consensus seems to be. So I guess I'm sorry that some people misread it. It's not like I'm still doing it constantly. I feel maybe there'd be an argument to be made if I was like doing it regularly. I did it one time for a channel redesign. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's probably time to just let this one go, man.
I know, I get that, and I do hope you understand at least why people thought that was bad.
I mean, yeah, I guess I can understand if some people misread it or something, or read into it too deeply, and then read something bad out of it, and then got upset. Then, I mean, okay, I guess, yeah, sure, I can understand that why some people would be mad, I guess. But I'm more curious about Luigi Channel's criticisms of me, which is that I can't take criticism.
Well, yeah, I mean, what I was trying to explain was rather that you it wasn't necessarily that you couldn't take criticism. It was more so that you handled it poorly. That was what I was trying to get across.
Okay, so you were saying that I couldn't. All right, there's the echo again.
Corson, there's an echo on your end.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, so not taking criticism well, again, this would depend wholly on the criticism, right? Because there are some criticisms I feel that are justified to be met with a little bit of aggression. I think that there are some criticisms that arguably should be. When I'm being accused and lied about by like large public figures like Caitlyn Bennett that I cheated on my pregnant wife, I feel that there's that could be a criticism, and maybe it's okay that I'm being aggressive when responding to that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being aggressive with responding.
So what do you mean not handle criticism well? I guess I hung up on you, but that wasn't because of criticism. It was because of the lack of criticism.
Yeah, I know.
So then, where?
Here, if I can just jump in with the whole criticism thing. It was also the fact that you'd refer to a lot of people criticizing you and label them as haters, which is also recognized as like the whole YouTube, everyone who disagrees is a hater. And you also did have a text channel. Do you really think I call
everyone who disagrees? Do you really think
you had a text channel in your Discord server labeled haters, in which you stuck to everyone who didn't agree with you?
No. Hold on. Whoa. So that's a lie, and I don't want to come across as if I'm taking criticism poorly, but I just want to say that's not true. I had a text channel called Hunter Haters where my haters could go, where they could go and hang out. People that don't like me could go and hang out in my server.
I mean,
I
you
wasn't
know how
putting...
that looks, though, right?
No. What do you mean? If anything, that looks like I'm welcoming people who don't like me.
Yes, but
I wasn't putting people who
a-
disagree with me over there. Maybe if some of my mods did that, then that's... I wasn't just like... It wasn't like you were locked into a text channel. Like, it was just for people that didn't like me to join.
Yeah, I'm aware, but it's just, you know how that would look, right? If you had, like, a chat room in your Discord referring to haters. I mean...
No, I don't know how that would look.
That comes across as pretty pathetic.
them in there.
I mean, my slogan is the guy you love to hate. Like, having haters is kind of like a thing that I'm used to that's been like really common with my YouTube stuff. So I don't see why having a text channel where I would put haters, or I'm sorry, where haters can go.
Because they weren't haters, though. That's the problem.
Then why were they in the channel? They could have left the channel, right?
Dragged in a bunch of like harsh critics or people who disagree
Did
with
I?
you, including
I do not
Puddle.
remember. I sincerely do not remember dragging critics into a text channel. And even if I had, they could have just left the text channel, right?
Yeah, and you deleted it.
I deleted it because there were actually a ton of haters in there and it was becoming toxic.
What did you expect?
Well, no, I'm like, what?
Yeah, they're not.
Hold on, wait, stop, because now you're going back again. What do you mean, what did I expect? You just said I was putting people that just simply disagree with me in that channel. So which one is it? Were they a bunch of haters or were it just people that don't agree with me?
Well, no, you said the haters channel was getting toxic or whatever. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's just them hating. It could be like they're like criticizing you really harshly.
They were accusing me of cheating on my pregnant wife. That was the last thing I remember happening in that text channel before it ended up getting deleted. So, no, these were not just like, hi, Hunter, I enjoy your content, but I have a little criticism. And I was like, go get fucked, cunt. Like, that's not what was happening. These were people that sincerely despised me, that were propagating rumors and lies that were spread by white nationalists about me. And yeah, like, I don't know. Has there been a time where I've labeled someone who's probably not a hater? Sure, I'll concede that. But most of the time, when I call people haters, I usually have a decent reason for calling them haters. Puddle of Pizza, for example, is a great example of someone who is a hater. He doesn't like me, and he's blinded by the fact that he doesn't like me. That's why all of his criticisms are so weak and pathetic. So I think it would be justified in calling him a hater.
I don't think it's fair to call the recent one though, because you also would say things like, "Oh, this is very poorly written," when in theory that's like the best, if not longest, thing he's worked on since then.
I don't care. I don't care if he writes a 9 million. I don't care if he writes a 9 million page document. If it's poorly written, it's poorly written.
Yeah, but it sounds like if you can't find one thing in that video that you think is like somewhat decent, it just seems like you're blinded by it and saying like, oh, it's just a hater.
That's not even true. You can go back and look at the VOD where I've only watched half of the video, and first of all, I addressed all
and you already disliked it too.
You're right, I did. Yes, I disliked the video. It was
Before
well justified.
Like it before even watching.
Yeah.
Like, what message does that
Do you
send to
guys
your
realize how
audience?
sensitive you sound right now? I'm sorry.
No, but that makes you
trying to come
sound
across as
sensitive. You're
sensitive,
disliking it.
Hold on,
before
wait. We're
watching.
jumping all around here. Okay, so let's start with the first thing: is me not addressing any of his criticisms or whatever. Like, I actually acknowledged that some of his criticism was decent. In fact, there was one clip he played of me, and it was out of context. But I even said, "Damn, out of context. That clip doesn't make me look very good." I was acknowledging some of it. It wasn't like I looked at the entire video and was like, well, it had a grammatical error. Like, that's not what happened. I was dismantling the criticism. I was addressing all the criticism in the video. And I was also pointing out that sometimes it was poorly written. That was a criticism on top of addressing other criticism.
So then why consider him a hater?
I consider him a hater because he doesn't like me, and that blinds his ability to look objectively about what he says about me. And that's why a lot of the criticisms he levies at me are just completely unfounded or wrong or twisted, etc. I would have to go over the video again. I mean, if you want me, we go through the video together, guys. Like, I mean, yeah, I think that there's a lot of just the criticism he levies at me is usually very weak.
Yeah, there seems to just be some barrier between hater and critic, though. especially like the message of pre-disliking it as soon as you saw the premiere. And
Someone
then,
telling me in my chat, Hunter, you're critiquing something you have no knowledge of. Smart, huh? What do I have no knowledge of, Kaiser Cube? I'm not sure what you're
I
talking
mean,
about.
you've missed 50% of the video, so there's that.
I can watch the other half if it's really important to you guys. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I
over it
I mean,
in
the
another
other
time.
path is mainly just like content criticism. I think that's mostly the rest of the video.
He already went. We looked over the sins of Hunter Avalone about how I apparently backstabbed all my friends, and we went over it and went through how that criticism is absolutely pathetic. The fact that he would say that I backstabbed my friends is laughable, and it shows that he has no understanding of what it's like to actually operate within this kind of an industry. There are people that I know that are... Go ahead.
Well, no, that's not his point. His point is that he's trying to. His criticisms are basically criticisms he levies at other people. He's levying the same types of criticisms towards you.
And one of his criticisms that he levied at me was that I backstabbed my friends. They weren't my friends, and I didn't backstab anyone.
Well, he clearly does not believe that, especially not when he made that
But
video.
I don't care. That's the Hunter hater thing, right? Is if you looked at it objectively and were able to think, okay, here's a guy who has met these people in the industry.
Fact,
what?
What you say is not fact, though.
And what he says isn't fact. But I'm able to give a stronger case for my side than he is for his. So I'm able to tell you.
No, because he's presenting like actual evidence.
What evidence? He said I should have reached out to know bullshit, even though I did. Like, he doesn't know anything.
Well, did you ever say that before?
No, I don't usually disclose when I reach out to people privately. That would be kind of a social faux pas, right? And then I would be criticized for that. Hunter leaked text messages between him and his friend. How despicable. That's what he would do.
Necessarily just say that you, not necessarily show the messages, just say that you reached out.
Well, I did say that to clarify. I didn't think it was really necessary. There was never a time before where I felt that it was necessary to say that. I reached out to No Bullshit and asked him about his beliefs about the Jewish question, and he was being extremely slippery and dishonest with me. If anything, he was the one that stabbed me in the back because he lied to me and told me that tweets that he obviously had made that were really yikesy, he lied to me and told me those tweets were fake. So if you want to talk about who's betraying who, you could argue that it was the other way around. But second of all, these people were, other than No Bullshit, who I was the closest to being friends with, and he's the one I reached out privately to, everyone else were people that I just were acquaintances with solely because I knew them in the industry, and the only reason we were friends to begin with is because we shared ideological agreements. Okay, so like, obviously, I'm not going to hang out with roaming millennial, Lauren Chen or whatever, if I don't agree with her and vice versa. We agreed with each other at the time. Now I recognize their ideas to be pretty harmful, so I called them out. I called out a public figure for things they've said publicly. Betraying or stabbing my friends in the back would be like if No Bullshit sat down with me, and since we had a personal relationship, he told me something private about himself or personal, and then I said, hey, I don't like No Bullshit anymore. I don't agree with his political beliefs. By the way, here's this private information. That would be betrayal.
Yeah. Hunter, is it alright if I roll things back a bit and you continue with Luigi instead?
Yeah, it's fine. I want to keep on talking to Luigi because so far I haven't been very impressed with these criticisms.
Alright, so back to before you got into all that with him or whatever. The whole like hater thing, and you're discussing how like how it blinds him or whatever. But you did mention a few points which you actually gave him credit for, as well as him giving you some credit in the video. And usually a hater is just blindly throwing everything you say out the window. Like, I doubt a hater would actually give you props in certain regards, like Puddle did.
I don't know, and I don't really care. It's not about whether or not he ever gets some individual little piece of information right. It's about the overall narrative that he continuously forms is an anti-Hunter agenda, literally. He doesn't like me. Didn't you see his tweet? He even made a tweet about siding with Gabby Hanna solely because one time I called out Gabby Hanna.
That was a joke, though. That was a joke.
No, but okay, is it a joke, really? Like, when you have someone who seems to have dedicated their career to, like, making videos on me and calling me out and tweeting about me.
His career was dedicated to covering all kinds of other stuff, not related to
You're one victim of many.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I will acknowledge that maybe that's a bit hyperbolic, but regardless, the guy doesn't like me. He's obviously a hater, and the narrative that he continuously forms is against me, no matter what I do. There's nothing I could really do that would be right in his book.
But he has defended you on a few things, though, like the censorship controversy thing. He's always defended you on that.
Well,
Yeah.
cool. I appreciate that, I guess, but it doesn't really mean much when he's attacking. I mean, why would he betray me like that? Damn. Why would he stab me in the back? By his standards, right? I mean, damn.
That's not.
Well, I mean, we
All of us
agree, and
are
now all of a sudden
stabbing
he's
you in
calling
the
me
back,
out?
but-
Damn, sounds like someone's stabbing me in the back over here, dude.
You were never on like a friendship level like that though, compared to the other people.
And
you
I
were
was
talking
never on a
about.
friendship level with any of the people that I called out except no
You
bullshit.
could say that, but it was definitely much closer than just someone watching your videos like Puddle.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're public. Wait, does it matter to you, really? Do you, do you think that I betrayed Lauren Chen by calling her out?
I mean, we may agree with it, but
Okay, but how is that betrayal? You're calling out a public figure for things they've said publicly about their own public image. Did any of you guys vote for Donald Trump?
Leaving people that you were close to just based on
We were
disagreements or whatever.
we were not old enough.
Did any of you guys support Donald Trump?
No.
Honestly,
I
I
have
don't
no
really.
interest.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay. All right, that's fair. It's just by this standard, you would have to call Donald Trump a traitor or betraying his friend Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I
also.
would. I would.
All right, well then, you guys, I just think what it really comes down to is you don't understand what it's like to be in that industry. And I'm not even saying I'm mega famous or something. I'm not. I'm like a micro internet personality at this point. I'm a nobody, really. But these are people that I met in the industry because we were in the same side of things, because we were in the same genre of content. So when I no longer aligned with those values, it would only follow that I would also cut out associates that might propagate values that I now recognize as being harmful. That's called sticking to your principles and not swallowing what you believe to appease your quote-unquote friends.
Hunter, you're hearing this though, and this is actually a public thing or whatever, and then you still try to say the whole they're obsessed because they talk about it. Doesn't make sense.
Huh? Wait, I don't understand.
The whole everything, the situation you're talking about right now, it's a huge public matter, and then you also try to say things like, oh, they're obsessed with you because they constantly make videos or talk about it or whatever. If anything, there's an argument for the other way, because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you search your name on Twitter to see who's talking about you, because you've found several tweets with 0 likes from me, Puddle, and a bunch of others, and somehow stumbled upon them.
I mean, I get sent tweets all the time, my dude. So, I mean, yeah, if you're tweeting about me, I'm probably gonna find out. But I'm not sure what this has to do with anything. I called out public figures for behavior that they've exhibited publicly. Wouldn't you just as easily be able to argue that it would be a betrayal of my principles to continue associating with people who had values that greatly misaligned with my own?
Not really, because you can still associate with people who have opposite beliefs.
I agree with that in a certain context, yes, but not so much when you're a public figure. And acquaintancing or associating with other public figures who propagate harmful ideas or harmful narratives like Lauren Chen, then I think it would probably not be very good for me to be publicly associating with that person. I don't think that would be a very principled stance.
Actual morals.
Well, no, it would
sure,
be, just to be clarified, it would be different
Eh.
if I had my grandpa doesn't agree with me politically and then I'm like, well, I'm cutting you out. That would be entirely different. With family and people that you know on a personal level, I think that there are different standards there. But when you're a public figure associating with other public figures, and I am against nationalism, and then we have Lauren Chen, who is a nationalist, and if I'm publicly associating with that person, it doesn't look very aligned with my principles. Does that make sense? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I get that, and especially on a moral level, if it was something even an anti-religion thing or whatever. But if it just comes down to someone with another political beliefs, even if you are strongly against it, you could still talk to that person, or not even be friends with them, but you could still have some connection there. It doesn't discredit anything
Why would I
you
want
do.
to? Why would I want to be? Why would I want to have connections with someone who the only reason I know them is because we made the same type of content, and now I don't agree with their values and the kind of content that they're making. I think that they're doing a harm to the world with the ideas that they're spreading. Why would I still want to keep up some level of connection with them?
You're not the one spreading the things they're saying, though. You can still recognize that they're there. Doesn't make a difference.
Wait, I must have missed that. Could you say that again?
You're not the one spreading the things that they're saying, though. Having an associate doesn't change that.
But you're saying that I should still keep some level of connection with them. Like, what would that look like? Like, every now and then just texting Laura and Chen, like, hey, hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I don't agree with you, and I think you're a nationalist, and I call you fascist Barbie doll on Twitter, but hey, just hope you're having a nice day. Like, what does that look like to you?
So, yeah, but their entire property has to just come down to their beliefs, though.
No, but when they are public figures, and I'm a public figure, and the only reason I know them is because we were both public figures making the same kind of content.
Which fan yours?
So does that not make sense?
I get what you're saying, but it still doesn't change your beliefs or your, like, whatever you're trying
What
to
it sounds
present.
like you're telling me is that I should stay friends with people, that the only reason I'm friends with them in the first place is because we made the same content. And even though now they make content that I no longer agree with, and I find that content to be harmful and it goes against my principles, I should still stay in contact with that other public figure, someone who's not even my friend, someone who I've only associated with because we were in the same genre. You realize what you're saying is like asinine, right?
Yeah, if you don't want to talk to them, that's completely fine. But if your only reason for not talking to them is because of that, if their disagreement in that regard, though, I don't think that's very...
So do you understand the difference between like how you would go about handling if like a family member had very differing political views versus how you'd handle being acquainted or being associated with another public figure that has different
Yeah, but that doesn't
political
even
views?
mean
Do you
you
realize
have
how
to
you'd handle
combine
those things differently?
Doesn't mean you have to combine your legacies or whatever and put it into one thing. You could still have some type of, like, just cutting all ties because they're against what you believe.
No,
Yeah,
this is
I
what I
understand
mean,
that
though, is
from
see, cutting all ties because having a disagreement over political views is different if it's your family member, because there's a family thing there. Or even if it is a friend, I would argue, like, I have friends that disagree with me starkly, and I think that that's fine. But when they are a public figure and you're only associated with them because you yourself are a public figure that both make the same content, it doesn't make sense to continue associating with those people.
It makes you look better in a lot of ways, actually.
No,
You're
it doesn't. It
associating
makes me
people
look like a
that-
grifting shill sellout.
It makes you look like you're respectful and cooperative with other people that differ from you.
Why should I
It
have
can
to be?
really do
Why
that.
should I be
You-
respectful to people who are? Why should I have to be respectful to other?
You can respectfully debate people and your friends if you want to, or you can just completely put your opinions aside and just continue being friends with them.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
and it's not
Platforms
saying-
don't matter.
it's not even
Platforms
saying
don't matter.
You guys just, I feel like you don't understand like the dynamic
I
here.
understand.
I'm not like
completely.
friends with this person. This isn't a person of mine who's like my best
I
buddy.
understand. I'm saying,
That-
like, you
but
don't
that doesn't
have
mean
to
you have
do...
to just dump them and talk shit about them behind their back.
What if they talk shit about me?
Then
I
if
mean,
they
fair
start the
enough.
fire, then you just if they start the fire, then you try to get in contact with them and try to figure out, or you
Okay,
just
yeah,
completely
this is
avoid
the no. This is the typical I don't understand excuse. Well, you
I
should have reached
understand
out and
completely.
talked to them, kind of thing. This is what I mean is I wasn't even on that level with Lauren Chen. Like this is you guys don't know how you would go about doing this. Just like when Donald Trump ran for fucking president, okay? He's no longer going to associate with Hillary Clinton, even though at one point they may have been in the same similar kind of business. Maybe at one point it made sense for them to associate in the industry, but not any longer. Now they apparently have differing beliefs, and it doesn't make sense on a public setting.
You never know
Yeah,
how it is
fun-
behind the scenes. What the news reports, who knows what it's like behind the scenes. These politicians could be really good friends. We never even know, honestly. We really never know.
I also really like that it was Luigi fan who initially dropped this criticism, but he's been like silent this whole
I
time.
also like how you just kind of disregarded what I just said.
That's because I'm not here to talk to you, and also like you've said nothing.
Well, I'm
meaningful,
just
so.
I'm in
Hey,
the VC. It's a public
okay,
VC.
Iron.
I'm just injecting my opinion.
Here, Hunt, I'll say one thing before I pass you over to Luigi again, but the main thing I was trying to say is you don't have to do something public. Like, even if you're associating with them, it doesn't mean like, oh, you have to do some project that involves both you and their views or whatever. You could just have some type of alliance that you had before. It doesn't even mean like you have to talk all the
The only
time.
reason I had an alliance with these people was because we were making the same content and we would do like collabs.
That
Because that's
doesn't-
the only reason I had the alliance with them. You're thinking
only-
that we had some friendship outside of that, but we didn't.
It's not even about just like cutting them off when you had like some, even any type of connection, and you just cut them off after they had different views or whatever. It doesn't even mean you have to talk. It doesn't mean you have to make videos together.
So you would just prefer it if I just, didn't ever tell my opinion on like certain people then.
Like he said, it doesn't mean you have
No,
to
you
talk.
can-
Because if
You
I'm
can
if I'm cool with someone, or if I like, where's the threshold then? Since I met
you could-
Lauren Chen a couple times, does that mean
Or
that,
you
that I'm not able
like-
to criticize? Like, where's the threshold there?
You could even turn it into like an acquaintance situation.
I was
Like-
I was only ever acquaintances, and even that would be pushing it. I was more like business associates with her.
Yeah, I know you
Wasn't
mentioned
Lauren
this a
Chen
few
not
times.
like
I mention it because you guys keep saying the same points, and they make just as little sense as they did when you first said them.
Yeah, but your only point right now is just saying, oh, the only reason you ever associated with blank. It doesn't change anything.
No, it does. It absolutely does. If the only reason I associated with them in the first place was because we had a shared ideological goal, and then I no longer share that goal, why the fuck would I be still associating with them? The only reason I associated them in the first place was because we shared that goal.
Yeah, it's not saying you have to do stuff in the public eye. Like, even you can say stuff, sure, but
All
it
right,
doesn't mean like, oh,
Yeah, I know. I know. Okay, Luigi Channel, do you want to get cut in here, buddy? Because you've been awfully silent.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Honestly, this would have been an argument to be had like when everything was first going on, but it's like there's really no point in arguing about this now.
No, there is a point though, because like this is literally like you guys are levying criticism at me that you're just unable to defend. And this is what I mean with like you're then telling me that I don't take
I'm here
criticism
to
well,
defend that
but I'm
Puddle's
trying to
whole
defend myself. So like, do we want to
My
take
whole
this back to the
point is
criticism?
that Puddle is like Puddle's whole point with bringing up the backstabbing stuff and the ghosting stuff is because those are particular situations that would normally get somebody a shit ton of criticism. Even himself, like he himself got criticism for those types of behaviors as well, even if they weren't true or not. That's his whole
Okay.
thing. That's his whole basis of his video is he's
So
criticizing
he's mad
you.
that someone was mean to him and then didn't extend the same meanness to me. I mean, come on, that just sounds bizarrely petty.
No, it's that his whole thing is that he wants you to be held accountable for things everybody else is held accountable for. That's why he brought up the backstabbing and the ghosting. And in regards to the backstabbing, he does not buy into the business partners argument at all.
I don't care anymore. I don't know what I'm like. We've been having this conversation now for about half an hour, and we've gotten nowhere meaningful. All I've been told is that I've backstabbed people because I no longer want to associate with former business acquaintances who now have like completely opposing views, ideological differences that completely oppose like my goal now with my YouTube channel and everything, which is to reduce bigotry. So I don't know where I'm really supposed to go from this. I kind of want to end the conversation, but then, that would be me not taking criticism. So
that's not the not taking criticism portion. It's the fact that you haven't like given any props in any of these regards. Like even the blackout thing, there hasn't been one like. The only thing we have is your like word saying, "Oh, I didn't know about the whole suicide thing," but you uploaded Seconds of Blackness, which still
what do you
has
want me to
zero
say?
explanation.
What do you like? This is what I mean again with whenever I'm being told that I can't take criticism or I don't handle criticism well, that really just means you won't apologize for what I disagree with you on.
No, but you haven't you haven't like given any like the Seconds of Blackness. What was the point of that?
To garner curiosity on my channel as I was doing a channel redesign. I already said this at the very beginning.
No, you said about the changing profiles. Seconds of Blackness. That doesn't even make
all the
sense. What
blackness
does
and
that have to
everything
do
was
with
me
revamping?
redoing the channel. Yeah.
How does that make sense,
uploading
though?
a black screen is channel revamping?
Yes, that's me to get some
Why?
because I want to get some
Why?
curiosity brewing on my channel. My content took a shift after that, and I did a channel redesign. And then I also
yeah, and the
addressed it in the
curiosity was people asking. You used
I
it to
I don't know
promote a
what
read.
this is what I
Why
mean.
didn't
Like,
you
what do
just
you want me to
announce
say?
to your followers that you were doing a redesign? Why didn't you just do that? It would have like stopped all of the speculation.
And the timing was awful.
Yeah, and the timing was really bad too.
I again, like, this is what I mean is I didn't I now here's you know what here's something where I can give you guys this. In hindsight, I do think that yeah, it could have sent a message that I didn't intend for it to be sent. So in hindsight, would I do it again? No. However, am I going to get up here now and apologize that I did it once? No. That also, no. I have a valid explanation for why I did it. I didn't know that it was necessarily a symbol of suicide or something. This just sounds like trying to find a reason to be butthurt. This is now 2 years old. No one gives a fuck about this. And you guys are still the ones complaining about it. I just don't understand. Puddle Pizza is saying I must be held accountable for this. Why? Like, nothing happened.
Because if I was in the similar situation, I would have apologized for it. It doesn't matter about not
Because
knowing.
if
it's the
anyone else
timing,
would have been
too.
in that situation, they would have had to apologize.
So I
and
should
they would have had to
apologize for
take
people who.
accountability.
So I should apologize for someone misinterpreting my thing.
No, it's not misinterpreting. It was you making the mistake of doing it during that time and not explaining it.
What time? Why? What was the timing?
During
that
the
was-
time of the Etika thing, it was way too close together.
When did Etika commit suicide?
2019.
This is what I mean is I didn't connect these things. Like, this is you guys making a connection here where there was none and then now demanding an apology for it.
I'm not demanding it, but I would do it because we're not the only people who thought this. Like, everyone was asking if you're okay. And, oh, well, there's a new video. It was all promo. And then there was zero explanation given afterwards. Yeah, no, you said the revamping thing, but the revamping, you have to change things to black or upload seconds of black.
It was also my content was changing. I was doing a whole channel redesign, like, content-wise as well. That's why when my content came back, I was trying to, like, adapt to a little bit of a different style. Now, granted, in hindsight, it didn't really work as well as I wanted it to. But again, this is you guys getting mad about something that, like, you're drawing connections where they're not there, getting mad about it, and now asking me to apologize. You realize how this sounds a little removed from Hunter can't accept criticism versus what's happening right now?
Yeah, but you're saying because you didn't know, it doesn't equal a mistake.
No, I'm saying that the mistake there was you drawing connections, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's
And you're
basically
saying
just
you didn't
blaming
see them.
everyone for coming to their own conclusions about things. Like, that's not taking accountability.
Yeah, and you're
This is
saying
what I
you
mean
don't
now.
get
So
why
I'm
that
supposed to
happened.
take accountability for other conclusions that people reach. Do you
If
think I should?
everyone-
Here's a
if
question: Do you
everyone-
think I should apologize for the probably thousands of people that my old content made into more radical right wingers?
No, because I don't care.
So I shouldn't apologize for that, even though there's actually an arguable direct harm done because of my actions.
There's an argument for this too, because everyone thought a certain way.
No,
You're
everyone
like,
did
"Oh,
not think
no."
a certain way. The people that saw my wife's Instagram story, the people that reached out to me, those people did not think that.
Did everyone know that was a thing though? There was people all over, even people you talked to, saying, "Oh, is he okay? Is he okay?" Because that's what the signal was. Yeah, you didn't know that, but you should still apologize because that was the consensus.
I'm not going to apologize for and no, that wasn't the consensus, one. And two, I'm not going to apologize for other people making conclusions that weren't there. Etika also, he posted a video before he killed himself titled, "I'm sorry." I did not make a video titled, "I'm sorry." I posted an untitled black video.
Yeah,
but
and when
Etika
people
did
do
that,
that,
like,
or
months before he posted the "I'm sorry" video.
People do all. This is what I mean, guys. I'm sorry. You're making connections where they're not there and then demanding an apology, and it's just not going to happen. I know. Take it as you will. I guess this is me not taking criticism because I won't concede to you
not
guys.
taking criticism. There's just no acknowledgement.
Because there's nothing to acknowledge. And also, I think it's
There is.
entirely hypocritical that you say I shouldn't need to acknowledge the kind of harm that that's the calculable harm that I have done from the radical right-wing content that I used to produce. You're saying I shouldn't have to worry about that because you don't care, but I should apologize about the etiquette thing because it makes you mad. Like, these are arbitrary standards.
It's not just us, though. The problem was that you're saying because everyone in your eyes misinterpreted it, from based on
No,
what you
actually
did,
wrong.
but
Someone in my
because
chat
because
right
that
now
wasn't
is
your reasoning,
no. Someone
because
in
it
my
wasn't
chat
your
literally
reasoning
said that.
specifically, you shouldn't apologize.
I'm sorry. Someone in my chat said that they've never thought that going dark suggested suicide. So I don't think that
Okay,
was
yeah,
the
that's
consensus.
cool.
I'm sorry.
Not everyone does, but most of the people there did. Several times.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to just take your word for it. You guys seem to remember it a lot better than I do. After all, it was 2.5 years ago now, so...
I mean, the only reason I remember it so much is because Puddles mentioned it a lot.
I know, because he's obsessed with it. I don't know what else to tell you guys.
I mean, I can't
This hasn't been a
necessarily
very
blame
productive
it,
conversation. You're drawing connections where they're not there, then asking me to apologize for something that happened 2.5 years ago. Meanwhile, you don't think I should have to apologize, even though I can tell you for a fact that my old content, the content that Puddle of Pizza is arguing is leading, that, me no longer making is my decay or whatever, that content led to more harm.
Yeah, but he's talking in terms of, like, overall video quality and production.
He was not. Why would he have a whole segment called The
Yes,
Sins of... He was talking about the sins of Hunter Avalon, right?
No, but he has the whole decay of Hunter Avalon section where he goes over the decline in, like, content quality.
All right, well, we can look at that part then later, but I'm more worried in defending my character, which is what he was trying to attack at the beginning of that video. So, either way, I mean, I guess I appreciate the discussion, guys. It's just, if I'm over here being, like, asked to apologize, then I think it's only fair that Luigi Channel apologizes and acknowledges that I can, in fact, take criticism.
Well, all right, I guess, sure. I still believe you don't handle it well, but,
So what would handling it well look like to you?
Not
Owning
calling
up
people
to the-
haters and owning up to mistakes.
All right, got it.
Like,
Yeah, this is
any
what I mean. This is...
YouTuber that-
It's funny
any
because at the
YouTuber that
very
uses the
beginning
hater
of...
argument is
It's
like,
funny because at the very beginning of our first conversation we had when I hung up on you because you were so fucking stupid and annoying was because I said, how much you want to bet that what you consider a mistake, I'm not going to consider it a mistake, and that's where the divide is going to be. And now 40 minutes later and two conversations later,
Yeah,
we're
because you
back
can just
at
say that
square
to get out
one.
of any scenario.
No,
You can
because
say that to
you're
get out of
saying
any
it's a mistake
scenario.
because
I don't
you guys
consider it a
read it
mistake.
wrong. Listen, if I had posted a video saying I'm going to kill myself, if I had posted a video titled I'm sorry, if I had posted a video doing anything that had actually said or in writing had suggested I was going to commit suicide, then I would say that was bad and that would be a mistake. But posting a black screen and then you reading into that as meaning suicide, that's on you now, my dude.
Hunter, we've seen multiple people change their profiles black and then do the same thing.
And I've seen multiple people change their profiles black and then do a redesign. Like, what do you want from me? This is what I mean, is what you guys are considering a mistake. I don't consider it a mistake. It's only a mistake because you guys read it wrong and got butthurt.
If anything, his argument is that you should have let people know you were okay in the video. His whole argument, who the fuck is that?
All right.
Who the fuck
is that? I'm gonna kick whoever the fuck that is. Dear God.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Yeah, I appreciate the conversation, I guess. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say? Any other criticism you want to give me?
Are you at least gonna watch the rest of the video because you didn't finish it?
Maybe I'll check it out. If it's literally just content critique, then I probably am not going to watch it.
It's probably more structured than the first half.
The parts you haven't seen yet are the third part is you responding to people's criticism poorly, and then the fourth part is the decay, and then the rest is just like the outro or whatever.
Okay.
So it's
well, hopefully he makes some better arguments than you guys did. So,
yeah.
Peace out. See you guys.
See ya.
No.
Holy shit. That one was a fucking headache. Holy fucking shit. Frederick A. Nice butt. Thanks for the $5. I'll sell these guys straws if you want, Hunter. They're having a hard time grasping at them. Double Sauce, thanks for the 5. I will not sell these guys straws as it seems they have a pretty good grasp on them. Dude, this Double Sauce guy, I love this guy. For a more perfect America, thanks for the $5. Give the people who have ridiculous criticisms of you indica. I don't know how to spell weed names. They'll be too sedated to be too ridiculous. Double sauce, $5. Do not give the people who have ridiculous criticism of you indica. I know how to spell weed names. They won't be sedated enough to not be ridiculous. Oh, God, that's fucking funny. All right, let's, I'm gonna have to go pee, man. Where's your wedding ring? You know what? It was kind of a cheap one right now, so it got kind of gross. So I have to get a new one. What video were they talking about? I made a video a long time ago where my channel went dark for like a couple days. And they think it meant that I was going to kill myself because they read into it that way, which is just, okay. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I got to pee really bad, and then we're going to cover Nick Fuentes, okay? Anyone that wants to donate while I'm gone, I'll love you forever, okay? Hey, guys. Hey. Mary Cat, you are the special guest of honor. Thank you for the $5 donation. I don't have anything funny to say. Just wanted to give you compensation for dealing with those people. Thanks. Yeah, someone in my chat, Hunter got wrecked in that awesome debate. LR Judge Judy, please get into my my Discord. Let's talk. I would love to. Hunter, please upload a full video of the debate with the two guys. I missed some of it and it was entertaining. Yeah, I'm gonna upload it. Don't worry. I'm 10 minutes behind, and Hunter is saying he is just a guy who wants to be popular on YouTube. What? Hunter needs chat money to pay for his medical bills. Yep, there you go. Double sauce. In with the $5. I do have something funny to say, but I do not wish to give you compensation for dealing with those annoying people. I love it. Yeah, join my Discord, dude. Big Mac, thank you for the $5. Are you going to do a live reaction to Shoe's video? Maybe sometime. LR Judge Judy is what I'd like to call the ironic superfan. Someone titled Hunter is a grifter in my Discord. How much you want to bet this is not actually going to be a hater? Hunter is a grifter. I'm going to guess you're actually not here to criticize me.
Hello?
Hello, Hunter is a grifter. What's up?
I actually I put that in quotations, so you're actually right. I'm not here to criticize you. I'm actually arguing against the point that people make that you're a grifter.
Okay. Well, this is a new
yeah.
one.
Right. So I mean, first of all, big time fan. So thanks for having me on. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it. So see, what really doesn't make sense about the whole grifter argument is the fact that, again, you suffered greatly when you changed your opinion. That's one thing I realize, that I noticed that, you obviously lost a lot of subscribers, a lot of followers, a lot of views and everything. And I really don't understand like the mental gymnastics that I feel like people make when they say that you've gained something from this, because you've only lost a lot, for this, for being like having integrity for your beliefs. So that's kind of what, like, I really don't understand it, like all the grifter comments that I keep like coming across of you being a grifter. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Maybe you can explain a little bit why people even think that, because I don't like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. People just, I think that some people they're coping with the fact that my mind changed. And I think other people, they genuinely just think like they're just delusional, and they just think that like there's more money on the left or something. I don't know.
I mean, not really. I mean, if you kind of look at these far right like people and their YouTubers, like they are only growing in subscribers. I kind of subscribe and listen to a whole range of like political commentators, not because I agree with them necessarily, but just to kind of get their like intake, like just kind of getting where they're coming from, just seeing that. So I mean, even Blair White and Roaming Millennial, two people I staunchly disagree with. Like I still sometimes like look at their videos and everything, and they're gaining, like I don't understand this whole like you being a grifter situation when you would only have much to gain by remaining a conservative, yet you're not,
Yeah, that's true.
like
Yeah.
like
Strong argument, man.
so no, like that's what I don't get. Like, like it's pretty clear just by looking through your videos and everything that you've suffered a lot just to remain true to your beliefs. I would think that's the opposite of a grifter. When I think of grifter, I think of Candace Owens.
That's very accurate,
When
yeah.
a bunch of things like it's there's empirical data, like and again, I'm not here to like criticize you or anything, quite the opposite actually. Like, if you look at the views after I left the right video, why I left the right, if you look at all the things that you kind of do, like, and like all the new content, everything, like you're really like you're really just trying to um, you know, um, stay true to your beliefs, and you've suffered a lot as of it. So like people can clearly see by just the views, just the videos that you put out and everything, that you're not doing this for cash or money. Like you've lost a lot. So that's why I don't understand. I had another question for you too, but that's the main thing I wanted to talk to you about. I'm actually arguing against the point that you're a grifter because I don't see it.
All right, cool. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, what's the question?
So yeah, for sure, man. Just letting you know, again, big time fan. I've been watching you since like 2016.
Thank you.
So like, so here's my question. So I've been like looking at your streams and your debates a lot recently, and like we are living in a political charged time, with Black Lives Matter, with attacks, Islamophobic attacks against Muslims. There's so many things happening. So one thing that I notice that people sometimes say is that, oh, it's not like the minority's job to educate you. This notion that, oh, like it's not like I'm Muslim, by the way, just letting you know. So if something happens to the Muslim community, like, very recently we had an attack in London, Ontario, with like a whole family getting run over by a white supremacist. And it's like, you know, we have allies, we have a lot of people in the community, but then there's this whole like this whole notion that, oh, it's not the Muslims' job to educate you, you should educate yourself. And I don't really understand that, you know. And it's the same thing with like any kind of activism with you know, even Black Lives Matter, even feminism to some degree. Like it's not the minority's job or the oppressed people's job to educate you. So I kind of wanted to get your opinion on that because I kind of don't see that, if you know what I mean.
I'm not sure what the question is.
Okay, so let me try to reformulate it. What's your opinion on the notion that minority groups tell allies or anyone who wants to learn about their like situation, oh, it's not my job to educate you?
I mean, that's like a really douchey way of putting it. But there is like there is an argument to be made about people that think that like they can go up to like a random black person and get like activist advice. I think that there is like some argument to be made there. But if someone's asking a question and you respond by being like, it's not my job to educate you, then I think that that's generally a pretty douchey move. I think a better way to put it would simply be like, it would depend on what the question is, I guess. But yeah, no, I wouldn't, I don't think that that's a very good move, no.
Okay, I see. Because see, here's the thing, like I feel like if, you know, in the Muslim community, if something's happening to us and we have allies that genuinely want to support us and want to learn more about our cause, I almost feel like it should be, well, I don't want to say duty or obligation, but it like we should be excited about the idea of educating others and explaining our situation.
Mhm.
Because for our allies, even though they want to support us, they may not have that lived experience, so they want to help us. And someone, you know, in that minority group, I would love to take the time to explain it to any allies. And you
Yeah.
can say the same for other groups that I don't really understand. For example, I'm an ally for Black Lives Matter and for what's happening with Black people. But, you know, as someone who's not Black myself,
Mhm.
I may not have that lived experience and I don't want to be disrespectful. And I
Right.
want to, you know, really learn that. So, but sometimes I feel like I have to walk on eggshells. How can I, if I genuinely have a question or if I need to know the best way to learn about something, and if I'm not allowed to ask questions because of this notion that it's not their job to educate me, where would I go, right? Like,
Right.
I know I can Google it, but you know, sometimes there are many, like sometimes looking online may just be biased and, you know, like, and as a, I would not really understand someone's lived experience. I kind of wanted to get your take on that. Yeah, this idea that minority groups think it's not their job to educate others, and like this, even this like
I mean,
notion that people shouldn't be asking questions.
it's not a minority's job always to educate people. Um, so like I think that there are times maybe where it's appropriate, but I think usually the assumption that minorities are like ready to educate you on like activism or something is generally not great. But yeah, I can also see what you mean about the fact that like there are going to be it's a good thing that people want to know how they can help as well. Um but either way, hey man, I really appreciate you coming on. I just I got to jump cuz I'm about to cover this Nick Fuentes stuff.
All right, thanks a lot for having me, Hunter. Really appreciate it.
Sure, man.
Keep doing your best, all right? And
Thanks, man.
yeah, man, keep being true to your beliefs, man. Really appreciate your content.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's true. Our favorite half Latino, Aryan superior race, Small Dick Fuentes, is back again. This time, little spooky here, just a little creepy. Nick Fuentes is now pairing up with representatives in our government. Paul Gasser, Representative Paul Asshair, association with the white nationalist Nick Fuentes is the most vivid example of the Republican Party's growing acceptance of extremism. So it was recently released via Small Dick Fuentes and his little live stream that there is some hope, maybe, for America First in Congress, Fuentes said. And that is thanks to almost exclusively to Representative Paul Gasser. I don't know. We're just going to call him Paul Asshair. And this guy, he's a 5-term Republican. He has been part of like virtually every fucking like Republican boomer conspiracism thing that you can think of. Stop the Steal movement. He's been part of the America First thing for quite a while. In 2017, he was criticized for associating with a far-right militia group. And now, apparently, he's working with Nick Fuentes. In 2018, 6 of his 9 siblings endorsed Paul Asshair's opponent. Holy shit. Damn. So this guy tried to backpedal and claim that there was no racism here. There's no racism over here, guys. Nick Fuentes, racist? What? He denied that Mr. Fuentes' group included racial supremacists. So this is really funny, right? He even says, he's like, I don't really see what the big deal is. What Nick Fuentes does is he hides his radical beliefs behind irony, behind sarcasm, behind jokes. That way, his dumb fuck Groyper fans can write off any criticism as, well, he was probably just joking, or he was just being ironic. Now, if you don't believe me that Nick Fuentes masks his true beliefs behind irony and parody and jokes, that's okay. Maybe, just maybe, you'll believe Nick Fuentes himself. Because that's right, he's already admitted to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the clip.
Use irony because, you know, when it comes to something like Holocaust revision, I mean, this is a subject that you cannot deviate from the popular consensus on. But you also can't, like, I also think you really can't tell the truth if you adhere to that. So it's sort of like getting in the middle. It's being provocative. It's being, I can't explain this in a very explicit way. You're going to have to just sort of get what I'm saying here. When it comes to a lot of these issues, you need a little bit of maneuverability that irony gives you.
Remember, I was arguing with someone a couple weeks ago, and I brought up what Nick Fuentes said about the Holocaust and the cookies, and the guy responded that Nick Fuentes was just joking, and it was obviously just a fucking joke. You remember that one?
Oh, well, you know, what does that mean? Well, I was being ironic. Well, I was joking. Well, it's whatever. Well, you don't understand the tone. Well, you don't understand humor. Use irony because...
Very interesting. Very cool. Small Dick Fuentes admitting to, just hiding his beliefs behind irony. That's cute. That's great. You know, if you ask me, that's just kind of pussified, right? Like, what kind of a cuck is too much of a weak, limp dick pussy that they can't just say what they believe? Instead, they have to hide behind irony and humor? How pathetic and cringy. Man, when the superior Aryan race is sending what is the quote? The superior Aryan race is not sending their best. Damn, this is embarrassing. And now, apparently, we have Paul Asshair, a Republican representative, working with Nick Fuentes, empowering this America First bullshit from within our government. This is something to be aware of, guys. This is something that's really fucking disturbing. It also goes hand in hand with what we just talked about in relation to nationalism. We know how dangerous nationalism is, and this America First thing is exactly that. It is all the worst part. It's the worst aspects of nationalism compiled into one big, mushy, disgusting slime ball. It's nationalism based on racial identity. It is the worst and most dangerous form of nationalism. But that's what kind of bullshit America First propagates. That's what kind of bullshit Paul Asshair propagates, and that's what's kind. Can I speak? And that's what kind of bullshit Nick Fuentes propagates. And if you don't believe me, if you think it's all just a joke, well, Nick Fuentes himself has admitted it. So there you go, virgin groypers. Put that in your crack pipe and smoke it. Oh boy. That was a bit of a short one, but still so much fun. Paul Asshair. Yeah. All right. Do we have anyone else that actually wants to fucking, like, debate or what? All right. I think it might be time for the puff puff time. Who's with me? Stupid TikTok. Oh. We will stop immigration, race traitor. Hey, gingerbread bitch, get in the Discord right now or you're getting banned from the chat, okay? You have a very simple job, which is get in the Discord. It's not hard. You can do it. I believe in you. Based follow? Cool. We got another Twitch follower. Nice. Uh-oh. What's up, Michael?
What's up? I'm working on the video right now, but I'm bored because I'm on the Gamergate section. I hate this topic, but so I was checking out your stream.
Oh, no.
What does Fuentes have to do with the stream? Because I've watched quite a bit of it, just like stalling.
Uh-huh.
I just don't get why he's in the title. Are you guys going to be debating soon, or like what's going on?
Oh, no, I actually just talked about it.
Oh, can you just recap real quick for me?
Yeah, so apparently it's come out that Nick Fuentes is working with a U.S. representative.
Oh, it's been known for a while, actually. The guy went to his conference, I think, back in February.
Paul Gosser?
Yeah, back in February. It was at AFPEC.
Oh, huh. Well,
And
I guess I'm just behind on the neo-Nazi news.
well, I want to call Paul Gosar a neo-Nazi.
Well, I would call Nick Fuentes one.
Well, I want to call a friend, but a Twitter mutual, Patriot J, and Patriot J used to be his intern, and Patriot J isn't white, so I wouldn't, if Patriot J's cool with him, I guess he's not that bad of a guy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wait, if cool with Fuentes?
Who? Patriot J, Patriot J used to intern for, or I think he still does, Paul Gosar.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't mean the guy couldn't be racist, dude.
I mean, I think Patriot J is a smart guy. The guy was like an actual white
I mean,
nationalist.
yeah, I don't know who that
work for him.
is. I don't know who Patriot J is, but...
It's a MAGA rapper.
Oh, him. Okay.
I think you're thinking of Bryson Gray. There's like a lot of these guys now.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose the respect. All right. Oh, okay, hold on. We got my hater in now, so I got to split, buddy.
All right, well, are
Keep up the
you
good
still
work,
gonna
man.
react to the video?
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, all right. Take care.
All right, see ya. Oops. Hey, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Ginger... Oh, nice. Hey, gingerbread bitch. What's up? Okay, what? Well, I guess this gives me time. Oh, that scared me. That was just the dog. Gingerbread, are you there? Hello. Don't
Yo, good. I just said that shit to get your attention. I want to talk about something else.
Are you not really a hater?
Hold up, bro. I'm using this on my phone right now. Hold on, let me try to move this to desktop.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna leave real quick. I'm gonna join back on
Wait,
desktop.
wait.
Right?
Just wait, really quick. Are you here to like debate me on something, or are you? What's up?
Yeah, I'm here to debate you on something.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna join on desktop. Hold up.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll take a little hit. Please, dog, stop it. Continue to deny the existence of the cabal, white conspiracy. I would love some of these cocks to get on my Discord. All right. Let's do our dank weed hit. Okay. If you are watching and you want to donate to my PayPal, then you could be behind getting me my next gram of weed. Oh, shit. Oh, fluff. All right. What's up, gingerbread?
Yo, what's good?
What's
I
going
want
on,
to
man?
talk about like, okay, so do you think that like kids should be able like to transition?
It depends on what you mean by like transition.
Like, become transgender?
I mean, kids exist with gender dysphoria whether we like it or not, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but how do you know that like, they actually like mean what they're saying when they say they want to transition or want to be transgender?
Yeah, well, usually the process in order for kids to be diagnosed with gender dysphoria and then pursue treatment is usually a pretty long one. You need to have consistent gender dysphoria um, for adults, it's a minimum of 6 months. For children, I believe it's even longer. And the kind of treatment that you would go about giving a child is different than the kind of treatment you would give a transgender adult, for example. So a child, you might put them on puberty blockers, but first you might just do simply something as simple as a social transition, which is simply letting them dress more in line with the gender that they identify as.
I mean, I guess that's okay, but like, I don't know, man. I still think it's like kind of fucking dodgy to like, like medically like allow children to transition.
You mean
I
like
don't know.
give kids puberty blockers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's a pretty safe and effective treatment. I mean, yeah, no treatment's 100%. It has its risks. But
Right.
for the most part, I mean that treatment seems to be pretty safe and reversible.
But do you think that like these children are able to consent to this?
I mean, children consent to all kinds of treatment, medical intervention, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but this like some of the shit like some of the other medical treatment actually like benefits them.
It does greatly. So kids who are suffering
Yeah.
from gender dysphoria, if they are given treatment, then they're far less likely to commit suicide later on in the future.
Right. No, I'm saying that we should like allow them to like, like socially quote unquote transition. I don't, but however, I don't think it's like safe for them to medically transition because I don't think they're able to consent to that.
So do you think kids are able to consent to like being given ADHD medication?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so why that but not puberty blockers?
Well, I mean, because there's a much greater risk to getting puberty blockers.
How there are there? See, I don't
Yeah.
think that's true. For example, I
Well,
can
you
send
just
you a study that shows long-term ADHD medication has been linked to infertility in mammals. Meanwhile, puberty blockers seem to be safe and effective for the most part. The FDA has already approved them, and they've been used for decades now.
hold on,
I'm
send
hearing
me.
I'm hearing a bit of an echo in the background.
Oh shit! It's by my fucking. How do you mute fucking notifications for Discord? I never use Discord.
I think it's the stream you have playing in the background.
I don't play this stream in my background. I'm just not using headphones.
Okay.
You're just echoing because like I'm.
All right. Well,
Is
if
that
you're able
better?
to find, if you're able to find headphones, it's cool. If not, it's all right. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
But yeah, ADHD medication arguably has worse potential side effects. There are side effects to any kind of medication, but we have to recognize the pros and the cons and if the benefits outweigh the negatives, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, can you send me like proof of that, like of like puberty blockers, like not
Like what kind? I mean, I have an entire
like
document here by
like a
LGBT Notes.
yeah, like send me like a study that says that the harms of puberty blockers versus ADHD medication on
Well, they're not
children.
like a comparison argument article, but sure. Hold on one second. Let me
Yeah, I
get some
know.
for you.
Like it doesn't have to be that.
Okay, so let me see what this one is. All right, so we can actually go through this if you want. I'll send this to you.
Right. All right.
All right, I sent it to you.
All right.
So this is raisingchildren.net. This is from Australia. But it talks about the process, right? How children and teenagers express gender, what
Right.
gender dysphoria is, and then young children, signs of gender dysphoria. Okay.
Mm.
And they go through the different signs that you can look into, right? And let me see. Okay. So if your child hasn't reached puberty, the professional supporting your child might work with your family to help you understand your child's experience and support your child. Support your child to understand their gender identity. Support your child to affirm their gender where appropriate. And then once
Right.
puberty is started, treatment options include psychological support, okay, family therapy, support to help your child affirm their gender, voice coaching and speech therapy. There's two treatments. Stage 1 is medication to put puberty on hold so your child has time to decide about future treatment. This treatment is mostly used in early puberty. It stops the physical changes of puberty and can be reversed. So that's the first part of it, right? As they get older, closer to 16, 17, 18, then they can introduce follow-up treatment as well. But what we're really talking about here, the young children, right? We're talking about the beginning of puberty, and we're talking
Right.
about something that can be reversed. So you kind of have to think about it. What's worse, right? There are side effects, sure. There are potential risks, as there are with any medication that you give a child. There are those risks. They have to be weighed versus the benefits of your child having gender dysphoria and then being able to pause puberty so that they don't need to go through the wrong puberty, which raises the likelihood of them committing suicide in the future. And I think it's pretty easy to go with the latter, right?
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, you pretty much got me there. I mean, this is a pretty convincing article. I've been reading it as you've been explaining it.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
yeah. And dude, I was listen. I was a fucking groiper up until like last year.
Really?
And, yeah, like channels like yours like really changed my mind on shit. And I've been watching. You know who Hasanabi is, right?
Yeah, I do.
Dude, I fucking love it. Wait, hold on. Do you not like him?
I think he's funny, but that's really all he's good for. He's not really that.
He's a
smart.
himbo.
He's a
Yeah,
himbo.
he's kind of stupid.
I mean,
But,
that's
like-
that's his thing, though, right? The himbo thing. You should look up some Destiny. Destiny's a little smarter.
No, bro. Like I don't know. I don't know about Destiny. I don't even know his politics like that.
He's a social democrat.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought he was like a fucking centrist.
well, no, that's what the like far lefties would have you believe. But
Oh,
Hey, well, that actually means a lot to hear that I helped change your mind. I'm glad to know.
Yeah, I
Did
mean,
it help when I would call
dude,
the Groypers the virgin Groypers? Did that help at all?
a little bit. Nah, but fucking I used to like when I got into politics watching your videos back in 2016.
And then you became a
That's literally
Groyper, huh?
yeah. So I mean, like, hopefully that you know, kind of reassures you and like gives you hope that some of the people you led down this path can make it out right.
Yeah, I just am sorry that I even led you down the bad path to begin with. I mean, how did that even happen for you? It was just my content leading you to other content, or was it
I
was it
think
arguments I was
I think
making?
it was like my dad mostly, and then like I got onto YouTube and like your videos got on my recommended page.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you were kind of
So
already set up to be like a pretty like avid conservative, and then at once you started finding like YouTube content, it just started pushing you like more and more radical.
yeah.
Damn.
And then I found out about Nick Fuentes through Reddit.
And you probably loved him then.
Yeah, I fucking love that guy. Dude, like like in hindsight, that guy is such a fucking nerd.
He really
And like
is.
I mean, that he's like borderline a pedophile.
Oh, you mean about the video where you talked about getting rid of the age of consent or
Yeah. And
lowering
like
it or
I don't know if
something?
he was I don't know if he was joking or not, but like that's pretty shitty to joke about anyway.
He'll probably say he was joking.
Dude, it was just irony, bro.
It's just a prank, bruh. You know, here's a question. What was it about Nick Fuentes that you found so appealing at the
His
time?
humor.
Just his humor?
And
That was it?
well, I mean, his humor in that he provided original takes, at least from my perspective.
Hmm. Interesting. I'm trying to understand. I mean, he even though he's banned everywhere, I mean, the dude still organizes pretty insanely.
Nah, yeah, he has his own website. You seen that?
No, I haven't.
It's where he streams. I think it's like America First Live or whatever.
Huh. Well, he's gonna have it's gonna be a lot harder to you know, ban him from his own website. So.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. You have a great day, Hunter.
thanks, man. And hey, I'm glad that glad you made it out of the rabbit hole.
All right, man. Peace out.
See ya. That was cool. I want to fight the libs. What's up? Give it a second because it does have a bit of a delay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hello.
My bad.
What's up? You sound a little far away.
Oh, do I? Yeah. That happens sometimes.
So are you here to fight me?
Yeah, I'll fight the libs, bro. Which is what you are, right? You're a liberal now?
I mean, more or less, yeah.
It's kind of sad, don't you think?
Why?
Well, you used to not be, and then now you are.
Well, yeah.
What do you want to talk? Were you talking about nationalism beforehand? I just joined the stream.
I was talking about nationalism a bit. Yeah, then I was talking about Nick Fuentes.
All right, so I'm sort of a nationalist. What's your problem with nationalism, dude?
Well, how do you see... Well, let's start with the very beginning, right, which is really important, which is how do you define nationalism? So the way I define nationalism is usually caring a significant amount of if people respect your country and basically supporting and being loyal to your country no matter what your country does. Basically, blind loyalty to the country and a aversion to criticism of the country.
That's not nationalism, dude. That's a very dumb.
So then what's
definition.
then what's nationalist mean to you?
Well, nationalism certainly doesn't mean not caring about what your country does and just blindly supporting your country. I don't think any nationalist.
Well, then what
will
is
say
nationalist?
That's the definition of. Let me talk. I'm talking. I don't think any nationalist would claim such a thing. Nationalism, to me, is believing in a sovereign state and actually wanting to work in the best interests of that state. Socialists can be nationalists as well. I mean, Bernie Sanders was rather nationalistic, you know, before 2014. You know, we've all seen the Charles Koch open borders as a Charles Koch conspiracy theory. We've seen that. So I think I think that this warped perception, nationalism means, I don't want to say what 1930s Germany. That's not what it is. It's different.
Well, I will give you this, that it's very hard to pinpoint a spot-on definition, even academic consent. Like, there is no academic consensus on what it actually means. So it sounds to me like the way that you're talking about nationalism, talking about, like, protecting your country, I guess, like, protecting your country from what?
From external and domestic threats. And more importantly, providing
like what
for...
though? What threats? What are these threats? Like, other than the obvious, like, terrorist attacks.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, terrorism is the first one, but the absolute economic destruction through outside forces like China or global, economic, like the economic forum, capitalist, greedy people that have self-interest that are citizens of the world and not citizens of a nation. People like Zuckerberg or Jack Dorsey, and you can name Wells Fargo CEO, all sorts of these people that are uninterested in one nation, but rather just care about their bottom line. Those are threats. People that want to undermine, undermine.
How are they threats?
They undermine the well-being of any nation to support themselves. Well, because they undermine the well-being of any nation to support themselves. That's how.
So is there a certain group that you feel is doing this?
No. Other than, like, the World Economic Forum and CEOs in general.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're not going down a JQ direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course, that's where your mind goes instantly, because that's just like...
Well, no, but that's oftentimes what follows from that kind of a mindset. I don't see how those people are threats, though. I don't see how Zuckerberg making a lot of money...
You don't see how, like... I thought you were a leftist, dude. Or, like, what are you, a sock? Are you a sock?
I'm more of a sock dem, yeah. I don't see how that's a threat.
You don't see how, like, Jeff Zuckerberg exploiting individuals, stealing data, selling data...
Well, that, of course, is a threat. But hold on. Whoa. That's a threat, yes. But that's not what you said. You said him making a lot of money.
That is what I said. Subverting America in the pursuit of making a lot of money. That's the threat.
Subverting America. Yeah, I don't know if I'd agree with that one. And you know what? Even if I did, we've gotten so far off what it really means to be a nationalist, at least by today's standards.
No,
usually when we're talking about
nationalism,
nationalism...
the right conversation to be having, because you asked me what nationalism was. I said it is protecting the nation state from foreign and domestic threats. You asked what those threats were. I said
Zuckerberg.
Citizens of the world. Zuckerberg's a good example. Subverting America. How's he subverting America? Donating $100 million to privately put, like, mail drop boxes in Atlanta in Democrat strongholds. And that's just
That's not subverting. First of all, I'd have to fact check you on that. Second of all, that's like such a far stretch from subverting the country if you put up voting booths or whatever.
Well, not voting booths and mail drop boxes.
What though? So what? People are allowed to vote, right? That's not
okay. Right. People are.
So it's not a subversion of America to make it so that more people can vote.
Would you say that gerrymandering is subverting the will of the people?
I'd like to get back a little bit onto the main track here.
Of course.
So we have so we have, like, you've mentioned Zuckerberg subverting the country because he wants there to be more mail boxes for people to vote. I don't know how that's a subversion of America.
That's exactly what it is. Very bad faith, Hunter. Very bad.
How is this bad? I am literally repeating what you just told me.
Well, you're not letting me. Well, firstly, you wanted to change the topic, but now you're just repeating it to further.
No, I'm trying to establish where we are in the conversation so that we can move on.
Okay, move on. Go ahead. Don't bring it back up then.
No, hold on. Now we are going to stay on this one because I want to bring up the Zuckerberg thing. Zuckerberg, 100 million voting. Let's see.
And now I have to Google stuff too.
Sure. Oops. So Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan donate $100 million more to election administrators. Okay. Fund U.S. elections. Okay, so it comes from a legal group. Yeah, this is the whole money in politics thing. You know, if you look at it, there's not actually that significant of influence that people have when they donate to begin with. Second of all, it sounds like... Hold on. A couple initially... All right, so initially they gave money to a grant which set up It funds local government efforts to expand voter access, including drive-through voting, temporary staffing support, equipment to process ballots and applications, and nonpartisan voter education. Okay, I'm sorry. This is a far cry from subverting America. They're talking about. They're talking about helping.
Would you say that gerrymandering is subverting the will of the people?
I don't know enough about that to get into a super nitty-gritty conversation with you.
Okay,
on that.
well, let's just.
And now you're trying to back off the topic because
No,
I think
this
that
is not.
you.
No, I am. Trying
I think
to make
that you
an
realize
analogy.
that
I'm
that's not a
trying
very
to
good
make an
analogy. Then.
I'm
Right.
trying to make a point, Hunter. Here's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm saying that it is a subversion because it, just like gerrymandering, is unfairly assisting one side compared to the other. Now,
How?
What do you mean how?
How is making it so that people are able to vote easier, assisting one side and not the other? Anybody's able to vote in these areas, right?
Right, but
So how is it only
It just so happens that 80% of the population in these areas are Democrat voters, and
maybe it just so happens that these
realistic.
areas were historically prevented from having equal access to voting. Like who knows? We don't know. Like you're just making assumptions right now.
You can go on a 20-minute walk to your voting place in Atlanta. Compare that to somewhere in Northeast or Northwest.
I mean, some of the money they gave.
That's much different.
They gave it to a nonprofit, which
God,
funds local government efforts to expand voter access. I don't know if this is a.
Nonprofits are so wholesome, right?
I don't know if this is a specific area where this is even happening.
What do you mean? I don't know what any of that means.
So you're saying that he's doing this to benefit a specific area that happens to be majority Democrat, but I'm saying the couple initially gave $250 million to a nonprofit, and I don't know if there's a specific location. I think that what it is that it just helps voter efforts across the country. I could be wrong. I'm still looking through. It's just it doesn't really matter. We don't need to get all hung up on this. It's just that this is not subverting America. So this is what I mean already is we're saying nationalism is standing against Mark Zuckerberg expanding voter access. No, I don't think I'm agreeing with this any longer.
Right, and there are other examples of this as well. I mean, you could say banning the free press from Twitter or Facebook. I know Zuckerberg doesn't run Twitter before you bad faith me into that position.
No,
but
what I was going to say is that Trump was the one who talked about cracking down on what the press could report on. But
when? Who cares? Wait, no.
What do you mean? Who cares?
I mean that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Trump talked about it. He didn't do it. We're talking about real life.
I'm not sure if he did actually. I know he did talk about it.
Okay. All right. So what about banning the free press that have conservative stories that hurt the Democrats? We know that the DNC is in direct conversation with Twitter and people at Twitter, and they have influence. I mean, of course they are.
We've really moved the goal though from the nationalism conversation.
No, this all goes together. This is a problem with debate bros. You guys don't know how to have a conversation. You're just so fixated on one thing.
No. First of all, I don't really appreciate being called a debate bro. I'm not nearly good enough at debate to even be considered one. Okay. Second of all, I don't know. No, I'm not trying to focus on one thing. I'm trying to ask you're saying nationalism is wanting to protect our country, but now it sounds like you're saying protect our country. First, I thought it was external threats, but now it sounds like you're talking about threats from within the country.
You can go back in the live stream and you can hear me say external and domestic, foreign and domestic threats.
Okay, I could have missed that. I may have missed that.
I said it like 3 times. And, whatever.
Okay, it's just that I'm not really sure this is a strong argument for nationalism. What does this even have to do with unifying as a nation? Zuckerberg is an American, right? So
no, he's not really. He's more of a citizen of the world. He has houses in New Zealand, and sure, I guess he is technically
he pays taxes to America, right? So
does he pay taxes? I'd be surprised if he actually pays taxes.
It's just either it sounds like you have some legitimate criticisms of tax laws or whatever, but then let's have that conversation. Why does it have to be under this
nationalism as well?
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Is well, economic nationalism is usually, if I'm not mistaken, something. Oh, I might be thinking of trade nationalism. You can address that without having some national unity or some great respect for your country. You don't need to.
What?
That's not a necessary part of that.
Well, you should have to respect your institutions.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. Why should you
yeah,
have
right.
to respect your
Because
institutions?
if you don't respect or at least hold some reverence or care in the slightest about your institutions, then you'll disrespect them. And what happens when you disrespect?
So what if
the
somebody
IRA?
burns the American flag?
And that's not where I was going. So if you disrespect institutions like the IRS or something like, or the government in general, where does that get you? That gets you to people like, what's the Jeff Bezos? Yes, Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg entirely ignoring tax regulations and buying paintings and avoiding paying taxes. And also there it is reciprocal, right? Like the IRS isn't really much deserving of respect because they're slimy, and they do favors for people unfairly.
So then would you
And-
concede then that if we're going based on like respecting your institutions, that like obviously what happened on January 6th, like those people were not nationalists then?
No, I think I see. I had a feeling you would go there, and that's okay. I think that those people were nationalists, and this is where I was going as well. Like, our institutions must be respectable. They should be respected, but they should be respected because they are respectable.
Okay, so see, you realize now you're giving more credence to this position, which is, it's the storming of the Capitol, right? Well, we should respect our institutions, but they had a reason for not respecting our institution. That's what it sounds
Right.
like you're
And so
saying
does
to me.
Jeff Zuckerberg and Bezos, or Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos. Sorry, I worked 9 hours this morning. It's been a long day. But yeah, there is no reason to respect any of our institutions right now. They're a joke. So I don't think my position hasn't changed. It's been consistent.
So you don't need to respect institutions then?
No, you should have to. I mean, you should want to. You should have a desire to, because the institution should be good enough.
So if you're talking about wanting to improve the country, to give it like if you feel that you can't respect the country right now, but you want to improve the country to a place where you feel you could respect it, then I guess I would agree with that, but I wouldn't agree with like what they did on January 6th, obviously. But if that's all you're getting at, then okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
What's the problem with nationalism?
I mean, that's not really nationalism. I think
Okay,
that
what is
that to me sounds much more like patriotism, and that's why we went over the distinction but at the beginning of the stream.
Oh, I missed that.
No, I know, and it's fine if you did. It's not. I'm not saying that to sound like demeaning or anything. But yeah, no, patriotism. A quote that I'm kind of was going by is just that patriotism is loving your country for what it's done. Nationalism is loving your country no matter what it's done. And people who are patriots, at least based on on the definition that I was using for my video, are usually people that are okay criticizing the country and want to see the country get better. So I think
look at that. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So nationalism is usually a more aggressive form of patriotism, usually putting your country above other countries, but putting your country first at the expense of other countries.
Don't you think that just like you read that nationalism is patriotism, but or the bumper sticker, the meme that you see on Facebook, patriotism is having respect for your country, nationalism is having
is loving it no matter what it does. No, that's not a Facebook post. That was a quote from a historian, if I'm not.
Yeah, and it sounds dumb, doesn't it?
No, it sounds like a very succinct way of explaining the difference.
I look at that and I go, wow, that's like something you would hear in third grade. That doesn't really matter and is made for mass consumerism. And I don't think that, or mass consumption, I don't think that it is quite succinct as you think.
Are you on the right or are you on like the far left?
Don't worry about me.
Where are you at politically?
Don't worry about me.
Okay.
We're talking about nationalism. I don't matter here. I think that because see, I don't think that that's a fair assessment of nationalism. I don't think that that's a very intelligent quote either. It's popular because it's basic and it's simple and it helps the.
Well, it's not even that popular,
else.
but I can go ahead and send you here's.
What do you mean it's not popular? Of course it's popular. I've heard it all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that, but here's a
Maybe I'm just.
Here's a dictionary.com thing, patriotism versus nationalism. They kind of go over the difference. Let me see. In most contexts today, nationalism is the policy or doctrine of asserting the interest of one's own nation viewed as separate from the interests of other nations or the common interests of all nations. In short, nationalism is kind of excessive, aggressive patriotism. Fascist regimes have merged the fervor of nationalism with the notions of superiority, especially when it comes to ethnicity and religion. That's another thing, too, is I think that nationalism almost by default will follow with xenophobia, right? Because if you're embracing this sort of isolationist approach, then it's almost inevitable that you're going to make people more afraid of people from other countries. And I think that that also leads to harm to your country overall. Like, that would lead to a pretty basic one would probably be restricting immigration. We need immigrants. Immigrants benefit the country. So that right there would hurt Americans. I think that nationalism leads to a real material harm for Americans. Does that make sense?
I mean, sure, I'll cede. Sure. I mean, I don't think immigration assists the country, but I don't want to debate that. That's too much to get into. I will say this. Okay, I have time. I do have to go somewhere like 8:45 though, so we're good. I do want to say this, and that is that let's just assume immigration helps the country. The other economic policies held by nationalists would far outweigh that. Bringing real jobs that provide manufacturing jobs that provide benefits that are real, that are substantive.
What do you mean? So,
I mean, by enacting tariffs, by enacting taxes on corporations when they ship jobs away
tariffs?
to other nations. Yeah, tariffs. Well, are you? Holy cow!
Tariffs.
I can't tell if I'm debating a neoconservative or a SOCDEM. It's very confusing.
No, tariffs, though, I don't think there's been a single economist that has thought that would be a good idea or beneficial for the economy. So I'm just surprised to see you quote that.
Yeah, I don't like economists.
Why? Because they disagree with you?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because you've just admitted that you don't like economists because they don't agree with you.
Well, because they're wrong, yeah.
They're wrong about tariffs?
Yeah. Okay. They're wrong about immigration too, by the way.
Okay. Why is that?
I mean, you can look at Australia. During COVID, the pandemic, Australia shut down their borders, and the effects of that were positive for their economy, actually. Same with America.
It doesn't matter. You can just as easily look at Japan, right? And they're extreme.
I don't know anything about Japan.
Well, I do. They're very xenophobic, and they've had to open up programs to allow more immigrants in because their country's dying. Their economy's shutting down.
Well, their
not
country
literally,
is
but
their country is literally dying. They're an old population because they.
No. Their economy is dying because they need more immigrants.
What is the economy if not the people? The people make up and move the economy.
The economy needs workers, right? So there's demand for labor. They need laborers. So
why would we bring? Doesn't I don't know, where are the immigrants to Japan coming from? Don't they need workers at their homeland too?
No. They don't.
No,
that's the problem. There are more jobs than there are workers to fill. Same with here in America.
That's because we're not having kids, right?
Same here in America. Usually,
no.
immigrants usually yes.
No.
Yes, I'll go ahead and pull up the fact sheet.
Oh, the sheet.
Yeah, I'll get
I
it up.
how you were calling Nick Fuentes nerdy and hearing, I'm gonna get my fact sheet going. Okay. Oh, let me get my fact
Someone
sheet
else
after
called
I
him
take
nerdy, first of all,
I
and
take
second
a
of all,
massive
he's
rip on this
nerdy because.
bong. Shut up.
Okay. Let's go head over here. It's funny
let's
because
go
right
get
now I
the
have a
fact
feeling
sheet.
that you're accusing me of being bad faith, but I can tell that you're holding back shit.
Like what?
I don't know. I can just tell.
Yeah,
I
I mean, well, that's a part of being tactful. You don't want to I didn't want to come out here and say, actually, immigration's terrible and it hurts everything and it kills the world and I mean,
immigrants
it is terrible, but
here's the myth. Okay.
Okay.
Immigrants are a drain on the U.S. economy, and reducing immigration would make our economy stronger. Here's the fact. The United States needs immigrants to stay competitive and drive economic growth. Particularly as our economy starts to reopen, individuals who create jobs are also critical to our recovery. Immigrants are innovators, job creators, and consumers with an enormous spending power. and listen to this. Immigrants added $2 trillion to the U.S. GDP and $458.7 billion to state, local, and federal taxes in 2018. So that right there is just a little snippet. That's not even the entire paragraph. We don't have to go. I'm not going to read my entire article to you. But yeah, so immigrants do benefit the economy. So nationalism, by leading to this level of xenophobia and this idea that we should keep immigrants out, will hurt our country. It'll hurt our economy, and that will hurt Americans.
Brought
Right?
to you by the Cato Institute, right?
No,
I think that
no,
I
it's-
think
I
that
don't
that's-
actually
I
believe
think
this
that
is
that's wrong. It's a Koch brothers conspiracy, brother. I think that that's wrong. I don't actually buy that, because you can look at the actual
No,
evidence, the
just
real-
because
the
hold on,
real
just
life.
because
You can look at
billionaires
real life
benefit.
and observe. No, actually, just because billionaires benefit, that means a lot. That's not just, you can't just
No,
wave that away.
billionaires benefit from a successful economy, but middle class Americans do also.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I
also, immigrants pay a lot into social services, which middle class and lower class Americans absolutely rely on more than billionaires. So that right there is a direct example why those people are benefiting from immigrants. Just if billionaires are benefiting doesn't mean that it's a bad thing or that all immigrants are bad. That's not a sound argument. And what do you mean I can just look around?
I mean, like I gave you examples, Australia. Japan has had a rather good economy since, it's I guess since the 50s, right? Everybody was worried about it overtaking us in the 90s.
I thought you said you didn't know anything about Japan.
I know very basic stuff. I didn't know anything about like what you said recently.
Well,
about them
they've
opening
been
their borders
historically very xenophobic, and it's hurt their economy.
Yeah.
And because of that, they've had to open up programs to allow
and
immigrants.
that's why
immigrants in.
they were like the third fastest growing economy in the 90s or whatever.
So, are we then ceding that immigrants are a positive on the economy? Or
They
like
didn't-
I
think
feel
you're
a bit
right. I
lost
think
in this
we're talking
conversation
past
at this
each
point
other.
because you're talking about nationalism ultimately, and I'm trying to
Right,
explain why
exactly.
nationalism is bad.
Mhm.
Because it leads to a restriction of immigration, and immigrants benefit the country. That's my premise.
Don't you think this is kind of like kind of futile? You know, like I mean, to be honest, like I said earlier, even if I'll see this point, sure, yeah, $2 trillion.
Uh-huh.
All the other economic policy held by nationalists would definitely help the American more than anything else, more than.
But
this
you told me tariffs, and tariffs wouldn't help. Tariffs literally will raise the cost of goods. So what do you mean? What policies are nationalists gonna put that's better than $2 trillion being added to the GDP?
supporting families, supporting good, stable jobs, supporting infrastructure, and
You're saying things that are super vague. What do you mean supporting good jobs? We already
Like
have
I-
a lot of
like I
good
said,
jobs
well,
in the
the
country.
no,
Supporting
since you
infrastructure,
say
Biden
that,
has a
but-
great new infrastructure plan.
I slightly agree. I think that's a pretty decent plan, actually. To be honest, some things could go away with on both sides.
Okay, cool.
But I do agree. But like that doesn't mean I don't like Biden anymore. Then still kind of cucked.
I just
But-
feel like you haven't made any good arguments in favor of nationalism.
Okay, that you feel that way. That's fair. I think that you let me elaborate here. I think that tariffs are useful to the economy because they help bring back jobs that are actually good, like manufacturing jobs that have been
But they
unfortunately shipped to China and
don't.
India and Indonesia and South Korea and Japan and Taiwan.
They don't
What do you
do
mean
that
they don't?
though.
How do they not do that?
When
Well, then what happened?
if I'm not mistaken, when Donald Trump implemented his tariffs, I don't think that it actually brought back very many jobs. And even the jobs that it did bring back, it was at a significant cost to the American people because we had to pay for that in various different ways, usually because the cost of goods would go up, especially for higher priced items like a refrigerator or a washing machine, which are already expensive. So, yeah.
I mean, the unfortunate thing is that I feel like you're wrong. I mean, you can seriously you can look around, you can ask people, you can talk to people. I don't think you're correct. I think that
I don't
the
need to
last
talk to
4
people or
years,
ask people.
I think that the last 4 years demonstrably were very successful for the United States economy.
Well, like some of it was really, yeah, we had really low unemployment rates and everything else. That was great.
Right.
But that wasn't because of Trump,
Also
or it
because
certainly
we
wasn't
stopped
because of
immigration,
tariffs.
by the way.
No, what do you tell? No, we didn't stop immigration. In fact, Donald Trump actually restricted legal immigration more than he restricted illegal immigration.
That's the point. H-1B visas are terrible for employment.
So you're okay. Let's get us back on track here. Hold on, let's get us back on track because you're jumping all over the place right now. We started this conversation off on nationalism, and now all of a sudden we're talking about like why you don't like immigrants. So
no, that's not why we're talking. That's not
my issue to begin with.
No, that's not what happened at all. We're not talking about why I dislike immigrants. We're talking about why immigration is bad for the economy. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, sure. So
yeah, sure.
If why don't you make an argument, please?
I just made an argument. Were you not listening?
You're saying tariffs are good and that immigration hurts the economy. Do you want to go to another one?
Yeah.
Immigration hurts American workers. This is a myth. Fact. Immigrants are highly
Pull out
entrepreneurial.
Your third grade textbook.
Launching new companies at twice the rate of native-born Americans and creating large numbers of jobs. All of this increases employment opportunities for native-born American workers, boosts wages, and strengthens the middle class. So there you go. There's another fact for you. And here's a study on how immigrants start small businesses at higher rates. So there's another one for you, man.
I really don't care about that either.
No, because the reason you wait, because the reason you don't care is because
I want Americans to be employed. That's what I want. I want
immigrants starting businesses employ Americans. We just read this.
I want Americans to work for themselves. That's what I want.
Why? Okay,
wait,
there are a ton of Americans working for Jeff Bezos, and you hate him.
Yeah, that sucks. I want them.
He's an American.
Work for themselves.
So
no, that's not what I mean. I want them to employ themselves. I want them to run their own businesses. I don't want Walmart to come in and destroy every single
I know that you have your own fantasy world, okay? But we have to look at the way.
What do you mean my own fantasy world? 3 out of 4 people in the I believe it was in the 1890s were self-employed.
I don't care. We have to look at the reality of the way it works right now.
Well, the point is,
okay, and immigrants starting businesses increases employment opportunities for Native Americans, for Native Americans, for native-born American workers.
Yeah, Native Americans, true. So true.
It strengthens the middle class. How is this a bad thing?
I want Americans to strengthen the middle class themselves, fulfill the market.
So the only way you'd be satisfied is if Americans were all starting their own small businesses.
Yeah, that would be that'd be much.
Okay, great. So let's just give a quick rundown here, because from my understanding, it was that the Nationalists had a better plan for the way to help the American people, and your idea right now is so fucking LARPy and out there, it would never happen in reality. And what you're saying is basically you're opposed to the fact that.
Oh, I know it won't happen, by the way. I mean,
So you're opposed to the fact that native-born American workers are having their wages boosted and the middle class is being strengthened because of immigrants. That's bad because it doesn't fit your ideal la-la land.
Oh, no. I mean, I like people, getting employed. That's cool. I just want them to employ themselves. Like, there's a better opportunity.
I know what you want. So, but based in what's reality, what's wrong with the fact?
Based in what is happening right now, things can be better. That's what.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what? Like people starting their own businesses.
Okay, the thing that you just said, would never happen. That not everyone's going to want to start their own business.
No.
You realize that not everyone's going to want to start their own business,
right? That's not what I meant
by
it would never happen. I mean that what I mean by that is that there's too many elite interests in having mass immigration, economically speaking, to even. I mean, it will take a long time for the change in the tide to even be able to stop what
okay, so since we're not able to stop it, then we have to work within reality, right?
No, I'm not going
by your own definition.
I'm not going to embrace the nuclear bomb because it's dropping on
I'm
my
not
head.
saying embrace it. I'm saying embrace the fact that reality is reality.
So
and
I'm
right
not
now
saying
people
embrace it,
want
I'm
to
just saying
work.
embrace it, dude.
Some people Some people want to work. Some people don't want to start their own businesses. We both recognize that it's unrealistic to think that the entire economy is going to change where everyone just suddenly has their own business. So, within the realm of reality, the fact that immigrants are creating jobs at twice the rate of native-born Americans, and they're creating jobs for more native-born Americans and boosting the middle class, that is a good thing. So you are not proving your point right now that immigration hurts the economy. Hello?
Hold on, I don't have a fact sheet, so give me a moment.
Okay. You're not going to be able to find much on the immigration hurting the economy. Even Borges.
Yeah, it's almost like literally every single organization has one opinion.
You don't realize how asinine you sound when you say things like that. Like
Why?
because the fact that every economist agrees with this
Do you know
is
the rate
proof
of
that it
economists?
probably works.
55 and one academic economists, like practicing tenured professors or Democrats and liberals. Do you not think that there's a slight bias in the system?
Oh, here we go. Yep. All the studies are biased because they don't agree with you. Dude, come
Yes,
on.
actually.
Apparently, I'm
Right,
the one that's the juvenile nerd, but you're the one making literal preschool arguments right now. Give me a fucking break.
No, a preschooler would not be capable of making the arguments I'm making.
You're right. I've heard better arguments from
yeah,
preschoolers.
A preschooler would be capable of reading from a textbook like you've been all day. Oh, fact, myth, fact. Get a grip, dude. Come on.
Well, that's because I have a responsibility to deliver truthful information to my audience, and I don't want dumb fucks like you coming on
you don't even
here.
know what you believe, bro. You don't even know.
Give
what
me
you
a
believe.
break, dude. You're the one that came on
No,
here
dude,
advocating
listen
for
to me.
nationalism,
Listen
and you
me.
haven't been
You
able
don't
to
even
give
know
me a
what you believe.
single reason.
I gave you the definition of nationalism.
No, you didn't give me a
don't even
good
know what you
reason
believe,
for it.
dude.
I didn't say give me the definition. I said you didn't give me a good reason for it. So what do you want? Where do you want to go from here? Do you want to log off? Are you done? Are you mad?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not done. And I will say that though, you don't know what you believe. I think. I genuinely think that. I think this is your problem, right? I think that back when you were doing the Pepe, I mean, you've admitted as much. You didn't have really any core beliefs back then, right? When you were doing the right wing stuff.
So are we moving away then from the the nationalism topic?
Sure, yeah, because I think this will be more interesting for my well-being.
Okay.
So, you've claimed as much in the past, or in I think your chats with Destiny, who I do like, by the way. Destiny's cool. You've said that I didn't really have any core beliefs that I held on to. I just kind of regurgitated, Fox News or whatever.
Yeah, no, that really got taken out of context. That was on something with Vosh where I said that some of it, yeah, I did just kind of repeat what I heard. And that kind of got taken out of context. I think a much better way to have put that is that when I was younger, yeah, I mean, I was very influenced by my conservative grandparents and my parents who always voted Republican. Sure. But when I was up there doing my YouTube videos, I believed what I was saying. I was researching the topics. I would provide sources for what I was saying. So no, it wasn't like I was just regurgitating things that I had heard.
Okay. No, I believe that. I believe that, you truly believe what you were saying the same way Tim Pool believes what he's saying.
Okay.
You're super convicted about it and you think it's right, but at the end of the day, you can't really talk about your own philosophy, right?
I mean, I don't really have a great understanding of philosophy. That's fair, but
right. And I don't mean to get philosophical. I don't want
to. No. But it's just that I'm not sure that's necessary. Like when we're having these conversations, for example, about nationalism, I think that it's pretty clear what I believe and why I believe it, and I'm able to provide information for why I believe that thing.
Well, what is your priority in governing?
I mean, I don't know if I could say one specific thing.
Equality, justice.
I want to see, sure, yeah, I would want to see there be more equality. I would want to see there to be more justice. I would also, I mean, so far, to be honest, I like what Biden has done so far. I'm pretty happy with his infrastructure plan. I want to just see the government serve the people, and benefit the majority of the people as best as it possibly can. Whether that's through targeted policy or broad policy, that's for, I guess, the government and policymakers to figure out. But I don't know if I could pinpoint it to like one goal. The government has multiple goals. But I'm not really sure what this has to do with
well,
like
I
us not.
think that I think that you should be capable of laying out what you think your priority is.
Well, I can tell you right now what my priority is with my YouTube channel in particular, which my priority with this is to try and reduce bigotry. That's why I am ultimately like I go after these social issues
It's
a lot.
not like find the truth.
Well, I mean, yeah, find the truth. I want to find the truth and reduce
And you
bigotry.
believe that the
but
truth is inherently not bigoted.
well, I think that the more truth that people understand, the less bigoted they'll become for sure.
Interesting.
Unless, of course, they go down like the Alex Jones route and they read a bunch of like quote unquote truth about like race realism or something. Then I would
Yeah,
probably...
they read some like revisionist history written by some English dude that went to jail 5 times in Austria or whatever. What like?
I'm more curious about you. Like, what are your political positions?
I don't have any political positions, dude.
So you're the one that really doesn't know what they believe.
No, I know what I believe. I just don't have any political positions.
So what do you believe?
Oh, I believe that liberalism is a failed experiment.
So what do you want to replace it with?
That's a great question. There is. Have you ever heard of Moldbug?
No.
Okay, so Moldbug offers an interesting idea. Carlyle offers interesting ideas. A lot of
Well, explain it to me like I'm a child. Like, what do you want to replace it with?
I don't know if I could do that. I'm still developing this thought process.
I guess I'm not really sure why you felt the need to kind of come on here and begin this conversation with like a defense of nationalism, and then you said you don't trust any economists, and then you said immigrants are bad, and it's like
I don't trust any academic.
Yeah, so like it sounds like that you have a lot of like anti-intellectualism, and I think that that's like clouding your ability to think reasonably on these things.
I'm just anti like.
You are by definition anti-intellectual. You just said you don't trust.
What's anti-intellectualism mean?
You just said I don't trust any academic.
What does that mean?
It means you're usually intellectual like institutions. You dismiss you dismiss any kind of form of intellectualism, academia.
You're saying anti-intellectualism means anti-intellectualism.
That's because I'm not great at explaining the definition of it. It's usually a rejection of like academia.
Okay, so like denying the ability of them to be correct?
Well, no. You can
like
question
academics?
No, you can question studies, and some studies are incorrect.
Well,
but it's
well,
what
let's
you're
just-
doing, which
yeah.
is saying I don't trust any academic. That is by definition anti-intellectual because you have to trust some
If
level
you can't
of
define anti-intellectualism, how can you say that what I'm doing is by definition anti-intellectual?
I'll read you it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Anything that celebrates feeling over thought, intuition over logic, action over contemplation, results over means, experience over tradition, and order tends toward anti-intellectualism.
I think that definition is kind of self-defeating though, because logic over what was it say? Logic over reality, and then it said
Feeling over thought, intuition over logic,
intuition over logic, and then it goes on to say something along the lines of
action over contemplation.
Okay.
Yeah, these are pretty bad things and things that you're doing right now. So
what's the next one? What's the next one there?
Experience
Action
over tradition and order.
Results over means is what I was thinking of. Intuition over logic. Results over means. I think that those ones contradict one another as well. I don't think that's
okay. Well, we can pick that apart at another
Right.
time.
Yeah,
But
we can
generally
talk about that
speaking,
for
what we're
hours,
talking
right?
about here, when you reject academic consensus or you say you don't trust any academia, you by default then have to be prioritizing your feelings or your intuition, right? Okay, so you are by definition anti-intellectual. All right.
No, I didn't hear anything you said. Sorry.
Oh,
I was
okay.
reading
I
something.
said when you ignore or, as you say, you don't trust or listen to any academia, then that by default would be putting feeling over facts or intuition over logic.
I think that I don't. Carlyle, for example, is an intellectual. I don't think I reject all intellectuals just because they're intellectual. I just reject the cogs in the machine that come
You
out
just
of
think all economists are
modern day.
wrong.
most economists are wrong. I know a good few of them.
Okay, it does not matter at all. This is
And-
you're
and
doing
they'll-
it
and
though.
they'll tell
See,
you as much.
experience over order tends toward
Experience over
anti-neutral.
order is
over
what do you mean order?
experience
You wanna
over
talk about-
tradition and order.
okay, you wanna
Totalitarian governments manipulate and apply
You want to talk about
anti-intellectualism.
tradition? Experience over tradition. Traditionally, we didn't allow 1.5 million immigrants into the country per year.
What is your belief? Why won't you tell me? Are you a Nazi?
No, I'm not a Nazi.
And what do you mean
God, how
traditionally
dare-
we
why
didn't?
would you say
What do
that?
you mean
Well, you said
traditionally? we didn't?
you said experience over tradition. I just told you what the American tradition up until 1965 was, right?
I don't think that's what this means, but you're really getting hung up on the semantics here. So do we need to end the conversation then, buddy? Because we've been talking now for 45 minutes, and I don't know. I don't feel like we've gotten anywhere except for hearing about why you consider yourself a nationalist, and you weren't really able to give me anything good there. And then
Weren't able to.
going through the definition of anti-intellectual and how you pretty much meet that
I
definition.
think that's absurd. I think that's absurd.
Oh yeah,
I gave
and that's
you
right. I forgot something else. You also called me bad faith, even though you were really kind of being pretty slippery in bad faith this discussion.
Oh, I am absolutely being slippery because I know. I mean, I'll be just as slippery as you, right?
Okay, whatever you say, pal. Well,
I
hey,
mean, that's exactly what I'll say.
have a good rest of your day, man. All right.
Oh, you too, buddy.
All right.
I hope that you get yourself involved in some deeper thinking.
I hope that you're able to adequately explain your political positions next time.
Yeah, you too, bud.
What a pussy. That was such a mindless conversation. Oh, that was such a mindless conversation. He was trying so hard to like not be bad faith, but then being bad. Oh. I'm thankful for the convo. Well, he made fun of me for hitting my bong, so now it makes me want to hit my bong more. So now I'm gonna do it. So thanks, bucko. Appreciate it. Kansas Zoomer. Yeah, yo, Zoomers, get in the chat. Get in the Discord, I mean. Come on now. Don't be cucked. If you can talk in chat, then you can talk in Discord. Bitch. Whoa. Did it just go offline again? Ah. This is so fucking annoying. All right. All right. Are we still buffering here or? Oh my God. Why? Kansas Zoomer, get in the Discord, all right? The link is down below. I don't know why I'm fucking lagging. All right. Guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to go pee, and hopefully it'll smooth out, all right? All right. What's up, guys? I'm back, and it looks like the buffering issue stopped. Where's that one person? Kansas Zoomer. Yo, Zoomer. It's in the description, buddy. Double Sauce, thank you for the $5. Oh, in the Stream VOD playlist. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I've streamed now for about 3 hours. I think I'm going to wrap it up unless this Zoomer guy gets here. Destroyer of poopy opinions. What's up?
What's up, Hunter?
How you doing?
Hello, hear me? Test,
Yeah.
test.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
What's up?
Okay. I just been noticing you got into the debate sphere and have a really good debate that is really good at getting people's cognitive dissonance out.
Okay. Oh boy.
Should I pick my most controversial one?
Is it the incest one?
No, it's more controversial.
Is it the pedophilia one?
Yes.
Are you going to tell me you're arguing in favor of it?
It depends how you define it. A lot of people will say it's raping kids. I don't believe that. I'm not pro that shit. That's kind of cringe.
So you're... Wait. Help me understand then your position here. Like, are you actually like pro pedophilia, or is this like a brain exercise?
It is both. It's kind of to try to get people's cognitive dissonance out.
Okay, so you're pro pedophilia then?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead. Give me your argument, because I can think of a million reasons why it's bad.
Okay, it's kind of like the incest argument. So I would start off by defining it like something like just being attracted to kids, basically. And a lot of people think that pedophiles should just be fucked over because of it, and I don't really see the reason why.
Well, I agree with. Well, okay. If someone is a pedophile and they've never harmed a child, then I think that they should get help, like see a therapist or something. I don't think that they should be like shamed out of existence or something. I think that it should be recognized as an illness and they should seek help.
Just kind of, be accepted in society and not really get fucked as much as they are now.
I mean, I like if they're hurting kids, they shouldn't be. They should go to jail.
Do you think they can hang around kids if they're not hurting them?
I don't know. I think that would be that seems a little bit unsafe. I'm just not sure where the argument is in favor of pedophilia. Hit me up with it.
It's anything I've made so far, actually. It's just like, there's not really any reason to not do it. It's kind of like the incest argument. But yeah,
that's not true. There is a reason not to do it. Is no matter
why?
Because an adult with a child is always an unhealthy and coercive power dynamic.
Sure, then don't have sex with children, right?
Right.
So,
are you saying? Are you talking about being like a non-offending pedophile?
Yeah, just being attracted to them.
Oh, so you're talking about just being attracted to kids, but then not actually like recognizing that it's wrong and not doing anything?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, I would tell you to seek therapy. Yeah.
Okay. I think we mostly agree. You seem pretty reasonable on it. I thought you would be angry.
No, I mean there are some people in my chat that are saying like line him against the wall and shit. But
yeah, people do that.
I just think that there's I would just talk to a therapist about it.
Okay, I very much respect your opinion because I don't know. I know people who are struggling with that, and if they were able to say it to anyone, they would actually just get killed in real life. So I'm probably a very strong advocate on being like, hey, make sure they can seek help and don't just fuck them over in society as much as we do right now.
Yeah, I mean, if your argument is seriously just that, like, if someone is a non-offending pedophile, then I would probably agree with you that, yeah, like, they need to be able to talk to a therapist about that and get help with that. I agree with that.
Okay. Do you want to talk about a veganism argument?
About veganism?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so, sure.
Okay. Do you want me to lay it out formally with premises and a conclusion, or do you want me to talk?
I mean, I don't. Just make it quick.
Okay, so would you be pro or against veganism?
I am a vegan.
Okay. Do you think animals can consent?
To sex? No.
Do you think they can consent to just like? Do you think they can consent to just anything? Like maybe in the way we would say
true.
that.
They can consent to sex. Yeah, they can. They can consent to sex, right? Like if they want to reproduce. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of asking. Do you think we would like want them to have the same status of consenting? For example, if we we have like 5-year-olds, right? Do you think we probably want the same status for animals there? Because then I don't know, the mental capability is not that big, you know.
I mean, I don't think you should be having sex with animals for a whole slew of reasons, not just that it's like I think it would be that I mean, one, it's
this
not
is not a
healthy
sex argument. Okay.
So it's just eating the cow. It doesn't really matter, right?
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're asking.
Can you go ahead and sorry, I got a donation in here, so it distracted me. Go ahead and rephrase that. I feel this combo might be getting off the rails here, but
okay. So I can write them all off, and you can take issue with any of them. Should I do that?
I think we might want to just end the combo.
It's premises, not arguments.
All right.
The first one is animals can consent. If you agree to this, the next one would be we are okay with forcing certain people to do things when they can't consent. So children be forcing to schools to learn things. And we take things in exchange. So old people in nursery homes, we take their inheritance and their money in order to force them into nursery homes and get taken care of so they don't wander the streets.
I think that I'm gonna have to just wrap this convo up. It sounds like a good conversation to have, but it doesn't sound like a conversation I have the time for right now. So
You go.
I appreciate it,
Thank you for
man.
talking. I might go to bed.
All right. See you later, man.
See you.
Why does the Beardson, are you my biggest hater or are you my biggest fan, dude? What are you doing in my Discord again?
Well, so I saw you were doing a Q&A live, and I tuned in, and you're having a conversation about the age of consent. So I was like, well, I gotta call in. I gotta call in.
Are you gonna argue in abolishing the age of consent?
No, I don't. I don't agree with that at all. Actually, I think I just more or less want to point out how you started sucking Vosh's dick, and now this is what your life turns into. Is like your fans are like pedophiles who want to like argue about the age of consent with you all the time. Like this is what you've
like
traded
Nick
it all
Fuentes?
in.
Aren't you
You
a
traded
fan
it
of...
all in for this.
I'm really confused because I thought that you were a fan of Nick Fuentes.
I'm a friend of Nick Fuentes.
He's literally advocated to get rid of the age of consent, if I'm not mistaken. He said that it's traditional for older men to be with younger girls.
How young? What are we talking?
All right, we're going to pull up the clip.
What did he say? What did he say?
I'm going to pull it up.
I just really wanted to come in here and say it's really funny now that your life is nothing more than I've got to debate the age of consent. I need to talk about the age of consent now.
Wait, I'm not. I wasn't debating it. I was like that person came on to debate me on it.
Yeah, that's your fans. That's your fan base now. Your fan base.
I don't know if that guy's my fan.
Basically,
First
what
of all,
I'm saying is, if you watch Hunter Avalon, you're a pedophile. That's what I'm saying. If you watch Hunter Avalon, you're a pedophile.
Well, you were watching me.
Oh wow! No, I watched like 5 seconds, dude.
All right, you ready for the clips? Here you go.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's see it.
Here's a Twitter little thread for you. Okay.
Oh, you're sending it to? Oh my god! All right, I gotta fucking. Yeah,
I'm
I've seen his show. I mean, I've seen his show.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play it now.
Maybe we as a society need to rethink
every
what
fucking
constitutes moral sexuality. Because we live in a society where age of consent law is the gospel. Age of consent law, if you violate that, crucify the man. Female teachers are having sex with middle school boys all the time. Nobody cares about that. But it's a large age gap between an older man and a younger girl. God forbid. But homosexuality and trans and in between and this and that, no, but that's all perfectly okay. I think society that we live in has to rethink a little bit what they believe is moral and immoral sexuality. Large age gap, 17.
Yeah, so there he is right there talking about the age of consent. He goes on then to say that, hold on.
You know, even if it were true, I would say,
He goes on to say, well,
I don't
just
know
say
if
it.
that's
Just say
a
it.
crime.
I don't
Hold on,
care. I'm not watching the clip.
That's great. I want to see what he's going to say here before I say it. Hold on.
I don't know if I'm ready to say, run this guy out of town.
Just hold on a minute, please. I'm trying to watch this. Hold on.
It's more offensive to me that Matt Gaetz is in favor of weed legalization and gay adoption than it is that he was involved in a relationship with a large age gap. It's more offensive to me that there are open...
Where does he talk about the...
TikTok pill, they'll
God damn it. Where does he say it? Hold on.
homosexual. To me that you've got trannies, 18-year age of consent, that is very modern, and it is very much a traditional and age gap. Large age gap is traditional, and 18-year age of consent, that is very modern, and it is very much a feminist.
Yeah, age of consent, very modern. Age gaps are traditional, and it's very much a feminist thing, talking about the age of consent. So that's your boy right there, Nick Fuentes, So I don't need to hear
What?
you.
So what? And so what?
So I don't need to hear you come in here and.
So what though? Like so what? Like what does that mean?
Because it's.
What does that mean?
I'm explaining. It's funny because it shows what kind of a fucking hypocrite you are. Because you come on here and say that my fans are pedophiles because one guy came on here to argue with me about pedophilia. And
yeah, there's a difference.
Meanwhile, you're friends with the guy who talks about getting rid of the age of consent or lowering it or who cares. The age gaps are all traditional. Give me a fucking break, dude. That's why. That's why I'm bringing it up, because it's funny to me.
You know what's funny to me is the fact that your boy Vosh is literally arguing the same thing.
See how he
literally
pivots?
the same thing.
See how he can't acknowledge the actual...
You pivoted first. I'm doing the same shit you did, dude.
Notice how he can't answer.
No. Listen to this, because I was talking about a fan that you just had on your show, and then you pivoted to fucking Nick Fuentes. It's the same shit, dude.
It wasn't a pivot. It wasn't a pivot. It was me pointing out how funny it was.
You're pivoting to Nick Fuentes. Like, what do you want to do? You want to fucking dick sling in a contest about who's talked about the fucking age of consent? I don't care. I could care less. I just think it's really funny that this is your fan base now, and this is what you were stuck
It wasn't my
doing
fan,
for
though.
the rest of your life. Yeah, it was. He seemed very friendly with you, and he was tuning in. He was wanting to argue about the age of consent. And again, this is kind of like your new crowd. This is your new crowd.
Then why was like 9.99999% of my chat all advocating to kill him, literally?
So your chat's advocating for murder now? I better get the FBI on that. That's fucked up. It sounds like you're like stringing up some like violent extremist.
Some of these. Wait, I thought that I was riling up a bunch of pedos.
Apparently, a bunch of violent, murderous pedophiles. That's like the worst group.
I know, we're almost as bad as the alt-right. All right, buddy. Hey, I'll see you later.
No, you're worse.
Man.
No, you won't. You're a fucking retard.
I'm not going to waste my time talking to someone who's so bad faith.
I'm much more interesting than anybody else you have in that waiting room.
Because
promise.
you're nothing. Well, nothing you're saying right now is substantive. Like we've already covered
you're
virtually
gay,
everything.
And I fucking hate you.
Yeah, I know. I'm gay. You hate me. Blah 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 blah.
Why can't we just duke it out verbally?
Because I don't want to sit here arguing with you like I'm in an Xbox waiting room all day long when I have like people that might actually want to have a fucking conversation. That's why.
What do you want to have let's have a conversation.
You're the one that came on. You were the one that wanted to point out that it was funny that someone came on my show talking about the age of consent when you're friends with the guy saying the age of consent laws are feminist propaganda or whatever.
No, I'm saying this is your life, like, dude. Like, this is what you're going to be stuck doing for the rest of your days.
Dude, this is my life right now. That is pretty depressing. Talking to this loser.
Yeah,
God.
it is. This is your life, Hunter. I'm the best.
Sucks.
I'm your peak. That's the worst part about it, Hunter. I'm your peak. I'm the only one that knows how to draw good content out of your like amorphous Play-Doh face looking corpse. Like,
you know what? I will admit that I do find our conversations really entertaining. I do.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, we need to start a podcast once a
No,
month.
but it's because it's so easy
just
for me to
sit
talk to
down.
you. Like, you realize when you come on here being like this bumbling drunk idiot, like I always look good. There's no way for me to look bad in this conversation.
I'm not drunk.
No. Like I'm saying, like you sound like a bumbling drunk moron.
No, it's called charisma, dude. You're not used to charisma.
No, that's not charisma. You're jumping all around calling me a retard or whatever. Like I always look good in this conversation.
I'm sticking to the point of calling you a retard. Like,
all I have to do is stay a little calmer and I win this debate
I am a single
instantly.
issue voter, and that is you're fucking retarded. Okay, I don't bounce around all over the place because at the end of the day, it's all about one thing, and it's that you're a ugly dude. Like, you're an ugly person on the inside and out. Like, you look so hideous.
You can tell he just ran out and stuff. He's like, you're an ugly.
You got really
dude.
fat. You got really fat. Like, your face is like bloated. It's really funny. Like, you should look at pictures from yourself from like 2 years ago. Get a haircut. Please get a haircut. Your haircut sucks so fucking
I do actually
bad.
kind of need a haircut. You know what? I will. You know what? I'll take the L right here and right now. I'll concede that one. I do need a haircut.
It's always bad. It's been bad for like 2 years though.
Nah, dude, my hair usually looks great. All right, you're the one that has the fucking.
You need a new hairstyle.
Come on, no. You're the one walking around with
You need a new hairstyle.
Okay, buddy.
High and tight. Get you a high and tight.
You're the one walking around with the.
It would look so
No.
much better.
You're the Paul Bunyan looking head ass. Okay, with the big ass burly
Paul
beard.
Bunyan? Who
Yes.
what? Paul
Yes.
Bunyan? Like, is that an insult? Paul Bunyan's a fucking badass.
Dude, you're the one who's fucking LARPing
It's like
around here with your big ass fucking
Bro,
cigar and your
you look
stupid
like
little
Arnold
beard.
Schwarzenegger, dude. You look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, bro. Fucking get on. Like, no, Paul Bunyan looks badass.
All right. Yo, appreciate
Yeah,
the
you
convo.
suck at insults. You suck at insults.
That's
you
'cause
suck
you-
at analogies.
you know what?
You suck at arguing.
Usually
you
I
suck
do
at
try to
being
stick
like a
to
human
arguing the
being.
facts, so I'm not usually. I will admit that is something that I will concede again. I'm not as used to arguing with like people that have the like
You're not used to
intelligence
arguing
levels
in
of like
general because you're
no, it's
terrible
just
at
it's
it.
hard arguing with someone who's like sounds like a literal like chimpanzee. Like, it's challenging to argue with someone who sounds like they I don't know, like, or maybe
That's
you're the
pure
missing link.
Sigma energy.
Maybe you're
right
like
there.
that's Sigma energy.
Yeah, that's Sigma.
All right. He was giving me a headache. Oh God.
Destiny's mannerisms. Well, he's copying
Flamenco,
them
what's
from
up, buddy?
Bosch.
Flamenco, what's up, buddy? I do kind of want to split. I kind of want to end my stream, but I'll talk to you briefly.
I'm just curious if you have any hot takes about Kyle Rittenhouse, given that we're about to have the trial.
I saw your thing on my Discord asking me about that. I would need to look into it more to have a strong opinion, but I don't actually have many hot takes on Kyle Rittenhouse. No, if based on like I've heard both sides of the argument that it was either self-defense or
What is your take on it?
I don't know. It's a tough one.
You should look up into it. It would be good. It would be a good conversation topic.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
But,
well, I was watching the Beardson thing. I was going over. I guess I can ask you this. What do you think about the that person in the UK that got like $250,000 worth of facial surgery to look Korean?
I don't. Oh, is that the thing going all around? Are they like? Did they claim to be like transracial or something?
Yes, I believe so.
I don't know. I'd have to look into that. That shit is so fucking nutty.
I mean, I think it's highlighting a very interesting inconsistency in some of the online rhetoric about certain other issues as well. And I think like I've not seen a single person really engage with it, and like except for like I just went over Hassan's take about it, and his whole thing was just like shut up, stop thinking, and just obey. It's just like holy shit, dude.
Well, what was he arguing that it was valid for them to be transracial like that?
No, he's saying that it's not valid for them to be transracial, but then also saying that the people that are transgendered but don't have gender dysphoria are just as valid. But he couldn't really argue against it because it's sort of like logically kind of like clashes.
But doesn't race have? Yeah, I would have
not
to.
If you hold that race is an entirely social construct, which he also believes, which is like, and it's just
Well,
it's funny
like race,
because
like the way that we categorize race is very much a social construct. But of course, there are like biological realities there. Like people
there are
look
biological
like people,
realities to how we assign gender roles, though.
People look different, like obviously, right?
Yeah, men and women.
But no.
look
See,
different
that's
too,
the
though.
difference, though. Is that's the fundamental difference right there. Is the difference would be where we do.
So their
big
phenotypical expression
That's
is
sex.
different, and
That's
therefore
sex. So we
Well,
do.
no, I'm talking about race now. You're saying that they look different.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like their phenotypical expression of skin color is that what makes them that race?
I mean, yeah.
Hey, this is like something that I'm like dragging up on you. If you want to like take time to think about it, because like
I'm gonna think
a lot
this
of
one
people
over.
like
You
going
can-
right off the cuff or like dealing with like a lot of cognitive.
No,
dissonance. It's really funny.
Yeah, no, you can
No,
check out.
I'm saying that like Hassan like legitimately had cognitive dissonance about it because he was like holding two logically opposing viewpoints.
I'll have to, because I haven't even seen the first video, so I'll have to
Yeah,
go.
sure.
I'll have to go over it and see. Maybe I'll be the one to make the defense for you. Okay.
Oh, maybe. But Kyle Rittenhouse is definitely the topic that I would want to talk about. So just let me know and hit me up in DMs whenever you are ready.
All right, man. See ya, bro.
All right. Try to get some sleep. You look a little tired, buddy.
I am, and I'm sad. Hunter won't debate Kansas Zoomer. Is Kansas Zoomer in here? There's not even any Kansas Zoomer in my waiting room, okay? Have I read all the donos? Double sauce. Don't line them up against the... We'll wait. Are we talking about Beto's Gas and lol? All right, Base Mario, thanks for the $6.99. Line them against the wall. All right. Kansas Zoomer is the one who's a puss. They're the one that didn't actually show up.